Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing,
running, and all things adventurous.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior,
we've got news updates as well as interviews with athletes
and other key members of our athletic community.
As a weekly show since 2017, we have covered everything from
championship and virtual races
to fundraising events and FKTs. And now, here are your hosts,
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Standing on the corner, lost all my clothes.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter. And Michael, how was your weekend?
Pretty good. We pulled off a successful surprise party for your mom for her 60th birthday party.
Yes, Mom, if you're listening to this, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, especially if you're listening to this on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much the entire weekend. We drove down to New Jersey. I put out a video saying like, oh, I need to make sure the fridge is empty before we leave for this weekend. And she's like, oh, where are you going this weekend? To be fair, we're almost never home. We're always going somewhere for the weekend, so I had to be like, oh, we're going to a race. And so I posted like an old Savage clip from 2018 and hope that threw her off the case, and it was successful.
Yes.
So you had a good weekend as well?
I did. I'm just tired.
Yeah, it took us
like 6 hours to get home.
Yeah, lots of traffic. But let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Mudgear, use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie, use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase. And use OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Spartan, Deca, or Tough Mudder.
Perfect. We're going to shout out the $5+ Patreon supporters.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Laura and Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irick, Brent George, Logan Nagel, Asa Coddington, Seth Rinderknech, and Robert Landman.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it. And to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks,
the Podfather. Check it out over at theocrreport.com. We just added Piper to the group text.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. And to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar.
We still have to text him. Did you text him yet?
No, I will text him.
You gotta brag on yourself, girl.
Right now.
Yeah. Kelly Sullivan, I may be reaching out to you and seeing if I can potentially stay with you next weekend, since we paid however much to stay at a place that was walking distance from yours last year. Yeah, that might help us save money for either covering Savage or Spartan. Ryan Brizzolara, Joshua Reed, Kevin Gregory. I feel like I missed someone. Nope, that's everyone. Poll results. Did we put out a poll?
I don't think so.
Okay. We're going to head on over right to quick news, starting with someone who you got like shell-shocked? What is it when you see a celebrity and you're completely like stunned?
I like fangirls.
Starstruck, and you fangirled.
I did fangirl.
So this is about the Boston tweet guy, aka Tom O'Keefe.
Yes, he said, in early June, I had a type of surgery called Mohs surgery, which removed a cancerous tumor from my scalp. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Mohs?
I'm not sure.
Is a procedure that cuts out the tumor and then immediately analyzes the specimen under a
I think it's supposed to be microscope.
If the margins contain cancerous cells, then the dermatologist comes back to cut out an additional specimen from the scalp. He then inspects the specimen under the microscope. The dermatologist repeats this process over and over until the margins are entirely clear of cancerous cells. For me, that took 10 hours. The skin cancer I had dates back 20, even 30 years ago when I was a dumb kid drinking beers in the sun without any sunscreen or head protection.
Yeah, so use that as a life lesson and also hope he remains skin cancer free. Unfortunately, the next two news stories are also related to cancer. This next one from Granny Guns, who co-posted with Scotty K Fitness. I follow both of them. I think they're really awesome, influencers, you could call them, but really, really good messages. And she came out and said that she has been dealing with leukemia for a decent amount of time now, and so how she's addressing it with good diet and this and that. And so hopefully she gets in the clear soon with that. And then our last cancer-related news story comes to us from Balin Bean.
He posted, "Hey everyone, I've decided to take on the Everest Challenge to fundraise for the Gretchen Willer Foundation. I'll be running the Westernberg Trail of Manastash Ridge consecutively until at the height of Mount Everest, which is 29,000 32 feet.
Yep. He said, having lost 2 of my grandparents to cancer, I am grateful for what the Gretchen Weller Foundation is doing for our community to support individuals with families facing cancer. So you can support his run by going to the direct donation. So I will link, he put the link in the post. I will link to the post. And maybe I'll see if I can add to that too. Mine is getting a little bit tight with all these World's Toughest Mudder trips coming up, but we will see if I could donate to that as well. Next up, some interesting Spartan news.
Spartan posted Spartan Ultra World Championships returns July 3rd through 5th, 2016 to Maryjane, France.
Yeah, so something about that place. There were rumors and speculation that it was going to be at another venue, but lo and behold, it is remaining at that venue. And that's all I can say, because that's all I am supposed to know. Next up, some hybrid games news. So this comes to us from who, Caitlin?
Hybrid Fitness Media.
Nailed it.
Another athlete, Jessica Brady, has come forward about her experience with the Hybrid Games UK. She said she was paid a day rate to film the launch video, promised a 15% commission on ticket sales, and offered a free entry to the race. She was also heavily featured in the early promotional content, but was never paid for her commissions, never shown any sales data, and never received the entry she was promised.
So she was quoted, they used all my footage and used me for my Liverpool presence and my credibility for the new business. I've never been paid my commissions or shown the data, and I wasn't ever given the free ticket to compete. So I guess they reached out to Dale Walker on July 7th. While he responded to dispute claims made by Wiktoria, he chose not to answer questions about Jessica. So that isn't great. Pay your goddamn athletes, please and thank you. Next up, exciting news for Trevor and Stephanie Psychos.
Stephanie posted, "Welcome to the world, Chester and Chase Psychos."
Yeah, they finally had their twins. And then our final news story is this podium, Caitlin. So this is part of the last race in the U.S. National Series.
The 2025 Spartan Utah Sprint Elite Podium winners. In third place, Chloe Mulligan. In second place, Claudia Bongiovanni. And in first place, Casey Monroe. And for the men, in third place, Adam Beach. In second place, Grayson Kilgore. And in first place, Ethan Brown.
Yes. So with that being the last race, there is information out there as to who got what placements. I don't have it right now, and it's a late night, and we've been traveling all day, so we will talk about that next episode.
What's this episode all about, Mikey?
Well, first off, there's some 5 secret links down below that you can check out if you'd like to, but good call. The event weekend for World's Toughest Mudder doesn't truly end until the brunch and the bar crawl on Monday. So real quick, if you were there and you missed it this year, then I strongly encourage you to attend either or both next year. If you weren't even there for World's Toughest Mudder, then all of this will be new to you. But this episode covers the brunch with interviews and audio from the hour-and-a-half ceremony with the removal of a lot of clapping and lulls in between everything. So I think I cut it down to like 40 minutes from what I originally recorded as an hour. So what you'll be hearing is interviews from before the brunch award ceremony. There's exactly 1 hour of that. Following that is the brunch award ceremony and final announcements. There's 52 minutes of that. And then interviews after the brunch award ceremony, there's 19 minutes of that. And you can look down below to see the names of all the people, where they are in the episode. And apologies, if I didn't get your last name, I couldn't put your last name because there's a lot of people with those common names and everything. So hope you guys enjoy this episode. This was the brunch from not too long ago. All right, we'll start up with your name and where you're from.
So I'm Steve, and I'm here from the UK.
And what's your history with Tough Mudder?
So I've been doing Tough Mudders now since 2013. This is my 103rd event. So end of last year I got my 100th Golden Crown. And whilst I thought, let's go and kick it here in the UK for a Worlds.
Yeah. Now, have you ever participated in a World's Toughest Mudder before?
Yes, I have. This is my 4th. So I was in Florida last year, Atmore, Alabama, and Frostlanta.
Oh, yeah.
The one we don't talk about.
2018, that was my first one as well. That was brutal. This one was a little bit warmer. What did you think about the course this year?
The hills.
Yeah.
All of the hills. But yeah, it was a great course. Well put together. Obstacles were amazing. And the guys out on course, you couldn't ask for more.
Yeah. So what was your goal coming into this, and how did you stack up?
So 75 was my plan. Because I wanted to prove that Florida wasn't a fluke. And Yeah, so my body hates me now, but hey, we did it. We're happy. My pit crew were amazing, and I can't say anything more.
Give a shout out. Who were your pit crew for this race?
Nope. So I had my dad, who's next to me, and my two uncles who unfortunately are here at the brunch today.
Very cool. Yeah. Was this their first time experience for World's Toughest Mudder?
My dad has done 2, 3. No, you've done 3. This is the third one for my dad and one of my uncles, and first for my other one.
And what are your thoughts on the fact that it's finally come here after years and years of it being in the States?
It was definitely a different vibe. I enjoyed it. It's the British humour, the British banter. Definitely added a different element to it, especially with the naming of some of the obstacles.
I had to talk to Fran and ask, like, oh, what's the meaning behind this one? What's the meaning behind this one? But it was fun for me to be the foreigner for the first time, and really was, accepted well by the community. What did you think about the obstacles like Firefly and the unique spin that they put on them this year?
It's definitely good. So I've done the leap of faith version of it in the past. That is my nemesis. I'm not going to lie. That's the one obstacle that always scares me. Yeah. So I did do it a few times, but after that, I may have chickened out and went and started taking the penalty route just because I thought, what's going to hurt me more? The fatigue of doing that or the penalty, unfortunately.
Also, you said doing 2018. 2018 was the year of the stacks, too. Did you do the stacks at all?
I didn't. That one. When it opened at midnight and you couldn't see the water below, I was like, I choose life.
If it opened earlier, I think I would have done it. But I also remember that was a long penalty, but I took it gladly every time.
Yeah, those golden carabiners back then were a godsend. Same as the Electric Avenue.
And talk to me about the breakfast, the British bacon.
It's proper bacon, isn't it? This is what we need. This is what we enjoy. And it's always the banter every year over in the States with hashtag BaconGate, and we can prove to them what proper bacon is.
Yes. And final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder 2025.
25. Say the hills. Oh God, the hills. But other than that, it was amazing. The weather was great. The people were great. I'm just looking forward now to see where 2026 is, and see whether I'm going to inflict pain on myself once again.
Congratulations on 75 miles.
Cheers, dude. Thank you.
I'm Maxine, and I actually live about 20 minutes away from where we are now.
I'm Joanne, and I can beat that. I live about 5 minutes away from where we are now.
That's really hard to beat. That's phenomenal. And how was your World's Toughest Mudder this year?
Amazing. Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
So I heard that you ladies were also with us last year in Florida too. How did that go?
Again, that was our first one, so it was just unbelievable. Yeah, we didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect. The nerves were real. I mean, the nerves were real leading up to this one, but yeah, just each one has got its individual
quite
things about
as
it.
well in America, with it being our first.
Absolutely, yeah. What an adventure.
Yeah, definitely.
And then what did you have for goals going into this, and how did it go for you?
We never told anybody what we wanted. We just wanted to stay out for the 24 hours. We got 50 last year, and we wanted to better it, and we did. We got 55.
We did. Yes, yeah. Quite good, actually. Yesterday, I didn't think I was going to get there. Lap 5, I was really struggling with my feet, and I was like, oh, this is not going to happen. It's just not my... But yeah, we kept moving, we kept calm, we kept moving.
And then sounds like an age group success too?
Yeah, I was first in my age category, which is, well, I'm 57 now, 58 in 2 weeks, so.
First in my age category, 53, so happy with that.
And then how do you think that the course was and everything was with the first time World's Toughest Mudder has come to here in the UK?
I think because we know this course, obviously, because it's our local course, we kind of knew the elevation, we knew they were going to use that elevation. We didn't quite realise how they were going to use that elevation. And then when Killer Gorilla opened as well, it was like, oh, what are you doing?
Done so evilly, too. Like midnight, just all of a sudden the glow sticks were cracked, and there it was, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We were a little bit freaked out because we saw a lady at Tough Mudder staff on course, and we were like, what is she up to? And then obviously we found out what she was up to.
And then I guess... how are you enjoying your breakfast? I'm hearing that this is proper British bacon.
This is proper British bacon, yeah.
Proper bacon.
And then final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder 2025.
Just an amazing experience.
Yeah, what an experience. Again, well done, Tough Mudder.
Yeah. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on the Dirty Brown Bibs.
Thanks.
I'm Schjott from Denmark.
And how did World's Toughest Mudder 2025 go for you this year?
I was there, but 6 months and then I stopped. Yeah, my foot, I have some problem with the foot before I came. And I think after 5 rounds, that's I can feel something, and 6 rounds just it's not fun to run anymore. So yeah,
you said that going into it too. I'm glad that you're, taking care of yourself the right way. What's the plan moving forward? Like, you're gonna find a doctor? Or?
Yeah, I think they're gonna see the doctor when I come home, and then we're gonna see what is the problem in the foot are. But we just think it's some overdoing stuff or something like that. So just need to relax and come back again. Yeah.
How was it experiencing World's Toughest Mudder in a different way? We kind of compared it a little bit to Ryan Atkins last year, right? Yeah. Who unfortunately got hurt, but still got to experience the event.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's for fun to see all the people and a lot of inspiration to see people just go through it. And the day after, the last 4 hours is just amazing to see people just try to go out again and try to keep them going. And it's so amazing to see. So that was fun to see. But yeah, I will hell be on the course and I will be in the pit. Yeah, I can feel that.
And you were able to help out your brother. How did he do?
Yeah, my brother's better, but I think he got 4 rounds, something like that. 5 rounds. Okay. So yeah, he get because of the heat, he's just go burn out. Yeah, like a lot of the other people's. Yeah.
No one expected that heat here, right?
No, exactly. But I have think about it before we climbed. But yeah, it's very hot and just kill people out there. So that's fun, nice and fun.
And then what did you think about the competition between the women and the men for like the race results? What did you think about?
I think the main competition was, number one, Joe was just amazing. It's so nice to see him just flying around on the course and that was so nice to see. And I think between the 2 others, that was so nice to see. They just battle all the way, all for 24 hours. They just battled they two. So that was so amazing to see. The women's side, yeah, like always, it's just fun to see them. They also change all the time. One can go fast in the start and just die on the course and then fall back, and then the other one can come up. But I think Nikki is the greatest now. Yeah, exactly, totally, yeah.
And then what did you think about the course?
I love the course. Yeah. I'll say the course was so amazing. A lot of hills, just up and down, and the field we're running on was just not plain, if you can say like that. It's just you need to be focused all the time. So this was just amazing. I would say the penalties was just bad, like always. No, it's not. Yeah, I hope they're gonna make that better, and maybe do the obstacle a little harder, a little more technical. I would love that, but that's maybe just me. But yeah,
I think for a lot of people too, electroshock therapy, was just a joke compared to the obstacle, where it takes you like a minute to just keep clicking the gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why even have it? Almost.
Yeah, exactly. And also see on the floating walls, the both ways. Yeah, exactly. You need to go over in a box where there was a lot of balls and find something down. I see one person get over, grab down, take it up, and then go. It's just like it take maybe 10 seconds for him. And the obstacle was just like taking maybe 1.5 minutes, something like that. Yeah. So it's just,
I feel like we talk about it every year because it's relevant every year. Like they need to be more difficult than the obstacle, more time intensive than the obstacle, but also like somewhat fun. So they need to figure out a blend of that.
Exactly. I think in Texas was more fun. One of them with the ramp. Yeah, they need to run first, then they need to sit with their hands in cold water in 2 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Everest. Yeah, and then to try to build something. They take energy out of you, and it's fun to do because you need to sit there with hands in cold water and then build a Lego figure. It's just like, yeah, why not? And one of them was also run out, put a stick in the ground, take the stick up, and then run back again. It's just like stupid, but it's fun, and it take energy out of you. And that's what we need to. The penalties you need to be tired of the penalty. You need to try maybe one more time in the obstacle, or just not go on, touch it, go down in the water, go through it, but try really to go through the obstacle because the penalty need to be so hard or just take so much time off you. Yeah. So, but that's
But penalties aside, the obstacles were pretty fun. The course was great. How do you feel about this being the first event in the UK now?
I think it's a very great event. I think all the stuff just amazing, and I hope it's coming back. I've heard something about it, but I look forward if it's coming back.
Great seeing you. I'm sorry that your foot has been hurting. I hope that gets better soon, and we're glad you still made it.
Yeah, thank you.
Ed, UK.
James, also from the UK.
And Darryl from the UK as well.
And how did your race go?
Good, better than expected in that heat. Got the 50 bib that I wanted to get, so yeah, been really good.
One incredible experience, amazing people, although very tired, but really wanted the 50, and I did it with pain, but I got there in the end.
And sadly, compared to these two, didn't get the 50, but got 30 miles, but it was an amazing race, amazing terrain, brilliant obstacles as well, so yeah.
So talk to me about like your background in Tough Mudder, and like, was this your first World's Toughest?
Yeah, so first Worlds, I did a lot of the very early Tough Mudders, and then I've done a couple of Europe's Toughest. So this is the first Worlds, and the only one I've done this year, and now I'm retired.
All right.
So this is also my first Worlds as well. Always wanted to do it. Was going to do it in 2020, but we all know what happened then. Fun times. I've been doing Tough Mudders for over 10 years now. Got hooked on the very first one. I might be, this might be my last ever, because, move on to new things and new adventures. I'm an outdoor instructor, so, leaning towards those sort of things. So, I'll always love what I do here, and I'll probably will be back one day, but yeah.
And this is my second World's 41st event, I think. See, I'll be back again next year, wherever it's going to. I still want to get that 50 miler at least once.
Where was the previous Worlds that you did?
Previous Worlds was Texas in Granbury. I hit 40 mile on that one, but with the heat and then the extreme cold as well in the evening, it was interesting to put it in perspective. Whereas this, it was just constant heat. So we're supposed to be rainy in the UK, but with the humidity, it hits you a lot harder. Whereas at least in Texas, it was dry heat. This, when it hits you hard, especially at midday at start, you got to pace yourself just in case. And I think a lot of people did underestimate it.
And then how does it feel for this to be the first time that World's Toughest Mudder has finally come to the UK?
I think it's great for the sport, for OCR racing in general, and to see as many people here is really positive, I think.
I've been out of the game for a little few years, been busy working, and being back into it and being here at World's Top. I always wanted to do it. It was on my bucket list ever since 2020, and I couldn't do that one. But I want to do it, and I thought, oh, brilliant, at the UK. I'm doing it. I've done it. I'm proud of myself.
And I'll say the answer that everyone in the UK is saying, hella less expensive, especially with all the travelling. But again, as well, it's the same as both ways. If it goes to the US, everyone's spending probably a couple of thousand on flights, hotels, but it's the experience, so.
More than that, too, there's also the factor of, like, jet lag. There's a factor of, like, I'm used to this brand of peanut butter, and they don't have this here. And it's just the little things that add up, too. It can be a little bit more frantic when you have to go across the country.
Especially the Uncrustables. That's one thing I do miss from Texas. Like
the disgust that we had from people of, like, no, we don't have Uncrustables, make your own damn sandwich. Like, all right, that's fair. I get that. And then what did you think about the obstacles and the penalties? Anything stick out to you for this year?
Firefly as an obstacle was great. The penalties were good, though. They weren't. But we have to. I think we should all talk about Killer Gorilla, which is a disgrace and should have been added to the distance.
The distance is definitely something that should be factored in.
Yeah, the penalties mixed bag in some ways, because some were good, some were a killer, no pun intended. I think a Killer Gorilla I will classify that as a penalty, not an obstacle. Sorry. On the flip side, though, like I say, yeah, some of them, like the 50-star jumps on some, were really hard at the end, and the others were, I can do this, and it's absolutely fine, I don't mind it, I'll do the penalty, even if it's just a bit of a drag.
What is the difference between a star jump and a jumping jack?
Say that again?
The difference between a star jump and a jumping jack?
I think it's almost the same thing, I believe. I think it's a UK way of saying it. I forgot you called it jumping jacks. Yeah.
That's good to know.
So yeah, with the obstacles, there was a mix between like the innovation as well as the old school classics. So I think it was great to have that sort of mix, especially for some of the guys doing this for the first time as well. And Killer Gorilla, I could talk for that for hours, so I won't comment. These guys already said the comments needed, so.
And then for British standards, how was the breakfast this morning? Because I'm hearing amazing things about the bacon.
Very good, yeah. Great sausages, great bacon. That'll do me fine. Yeah.
I love the fact they got the mushrooms and the black pudding as well, which is usually a good little addition. It's actually a pretty decent breakfast and well earned.
I mean, if you got food and you got beer in hand, it doesn't matter either way, so, yeah.
You have amazing steins. Talk to me, where did you get them?
From a random bloke, I don't really know. We just met him by luck, and he was selling them. He 3D prints them, actually. He's literally... we're pointing over to him. I know you can't see that. He was selling them. I thought, you know what, I want to treat myself. They're quite cool, and they're like my victory mug thing, if you like. Big tanker.
Guys from Florida, I think the company's called Godspeed. I don't know the name of him off by heart, but again, we saw him, and...
I think I might have interviewed him years past, but I can't remember. It's a blur. I talked to a lot of people.
Yeah, I know that's the main thing of this community. There's so many people, and you get to know everyone. And by the end of it, sorry, voice is going. It's just amazing to try and see people like after years that still know them after going to like the US to the UK, and everyone's just brought up by one event. It's fantastic.
Great community, absolutely. And then final thoughts on World Toughest Mudder 2025.
Fantastic event, yeah, absolutely. So happy that I've done it, and yeah, great, really good.
Best event on the planet, to be honest. I think it's been one whole experience. I think it really makes a person, when they take on transferable skills into their later life, whether it was in Tough Mudder or not, the people that they gain from this is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, just amazing, that's all I can really say. And I will be back to get our 50 next year.
Well, congratulations, guys, and if my information is correct, I think you'll like where it is next year.
Nice.
Annabell from St. Louis, Missouri.
Derrick from St. Louis, Missouri.
And how was your World's Toughest Mudder experience?
It was amazing. This is the best out of the 4 that I've been.
And which of the 4 have you gone to before?
Went to Vegas, Atlanta, and Atmore.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Which year in Atlanta was it?
The cold one.
Cold one. The first one I ran too. And how was your experience?
It was excellent. Got dreams 8 years in the making, and this lovely bride next to me is the reason it happened. So I got my 75 finally. Finally got the silver bib.
That's amazing. And what was your role in this victory here?
To support this guy. I mean, to really
the pit
see
queen.
him. No, I don't know about that, but it was amazing.
I think someone owes you a crown now, right?
Absolutely. It's ingrown in my head.
I try and treat her like a queen, but I'm going to have to take it to a whole new level now. She was amazing, like spot on. The elite racers would have been privileged to have her as her pit person. She was like on spot all night long, all race long.
How was he to pit for?
He was easy, awesome. He did all the work. He was committed, and so I knew, and I also knew him also what exactly he needs nutrition wise. So easy.
Yep. And what was your nutrition strategy, and how did the heat affect it? It was very hot this year.
Yeah, so coming into this, we were hearing about this lovely English weather that's just unpredictable and expecting cold and wetsuits and everything. Well, we grew up, we're in the Midwest. We're in St. Louis, obviously, Missouri, and it was triple digits coming into this. Lo and behold, that was the best weather to be training in. So I was quite well acclimated. She kept me well hydrated. It was really just about keeping on top of the hydration early and staying on top of it, and just really pacing yourself to, run your race and not let break out and try and overdo yourself too early. So she just had options for me. I mean, everything under the sun, oatmeal, noodles, tailwind, whatever I needed. It was, so we just kind of had a blend of things and kind of went with what we were feeling in the moment.
And then what advice would you give to someone who is pitting for somebody else in years to come?
To make sure that you had everything ready, especially when they come in, know exactly what they need, and make sure that you're able to help them put on whatever gear they need, whatever nutrition, whatever hydration that's required, and have that ready at the quick pit. Use the quick pit. And that was something that I was surprised that very few people did utilize, and so we were able to do that very, very effectively.
Seems like it was used a lot more in the U.S. and here, like nobody in Britain's like they weren't aware that it was an option. And it was a total miss. I mean, so I literally never once came into the pit. Unfortunately, first time ever, I didn't have to put on a wetsuit. So I just met her at the same place at the fence, and my pit times were incredibly low, which was key. So really key.
How's it feel to hit your goal of 75 miles? It looks good on you.
It feels amazing. Feeling a little wrecked, but it's worth every ounce of it. And like I said, this is a dream come true. I've been really working hard toward this for probably a year and a half. And, with kind of this dream in the back of my mind, and this lady made it come true. So.
And overall, what did you think about the course out there for this year?
This is by far the most gorgeous, beautiful setting and venue ever. It's just amazing. Atlanta compared, And it kind of reminds, we joked about it a lot, but this kind of reminds us of home, back where I grew up. So it was kind of energizing to run around a course that reminds you of home.
Yeah, just with a castle.
Yeah. And we'll just say they made total use of the elevation to beat you up. I mean, it's a soul crusher if you let it be. But it's definitely a world's toughest mudder for sure. Beautiful.
Final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder 2025?
Can't wait. I had to defer because I had a last-minute injury. I was going to be a participant, and so we're very, very excited to look forward to next year. But as far as 2025, it rocked. It's awesome, and Derrick hit his goal. Can't ask for anything better.
Final thoughts as well?
Yeah, I hope this is the turnaround for the brand, and that things are going to start stabilizing for the brand. Because if this is bodes well for the future, they're right on track. This is amazing. It's absolutely the best venue and the best organized event for Worlds that we've ever been privileged to be part of. So really excellent.
Well done to the both of you, and hope to see you next year.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Rock Weigan. I'm from Canada, Ottawa.
And first off, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I only had to do 3 laps and sit at Mudderhorn all night, so it was easy.
My wife spoke very highly of you. There's a lot of people out there helping, but she said the men of Mudderhorn were like really, really inspirational. So it means a lot. You helped to get 40, and I'm very grateful.
Hey, listen, we, it was great for us. I mean, we get more out of it than they do. I know it sounds weird, and they don't believe it, but it's true. Yes.
So tell me about Mudderopoly that you have here next to us.
Yeah, so I had this idea of, creating a version of Monopoly, but all Tough Mudder oriented. Yeah. So instead of properties, you're buying obstacles. Instead of going to jail, you're going to the med tent. Instead of free parking, you got a free bag check.
I like that.
And then instead of utilities, you're going to have, for water, you're going to have Arctic Enema. Obviously electricity, electroshock. And then, of course, the other thing we got is the currency, mud bucks.
Oh, I like it. Man, how long did it take you to not just create everything physically, but to conceptualize everything? Like, there's a lot that goes into it.
The conceptualization wasn't too bad, but of course, you had to sort of think it through and then convert everything, right? Take all the names, change it out, like all the chance card, all of that had to be changed. It wasn't that hard, but there was a little bit of work, just to get the templates all done and everything else. So it was. I always wanted to do it, and there's only one copy of this in the world.
Yeah.
That's it. Whoever wins it today, nobody else gets a copy.
So let's get into that. So this is a raffle.
It is. And as a raffle, I mean, I get it just as part of the community. But the money, all the proceeds, I'm not taking a dime out of it. So it's going to go to Dealers of Hope.
Okay, I'm familiar with them, but tell us.
Yeah. So basically, there's I don't know much about it, to be honest. I know a bunch of good friends of mine that actually are part of it, and I know what they do. They take people out on courses, adaptive athletes and the like. And I mean, so you know what? That's where I thought the money should go. I don't want it. I don't need it in that sense. So that's where it's going to go. So, yeah.
How much are tickets?
It's £1 a ticket.
That's very, very cheap, too. I will definitely have to
There's only 400 tickets.
Really? Okay, yeah, I'll be definitely popping in there as well. And then I guess final thoughts on how, in retrospect, World Toughest Mudder 2025 has gone, and thoughts looking forward.
You know what? And I mean, we talked about this second thing. I think it was a great event myself. This is my 4th one. I know the Team UK did a great job. I expected it, and that's what we saw. I mean, I can't say anything about it except, get rid of the heat.
They really hate their AC and everything too, so that was also a factor.
So that's the problem. But that was about it. But honestly, I think it was a great event, and I think bringing it to Europe, we brought in a whole bunch of new people, which.
It was amazing at the start. How many of you are first timers? And there was a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I saw it, on the chatter on the Facebook group. There's a lot of first timers, and I know what that jitter's like, right? I mean, that was amazing, and that's how we're going to keep it around, obviously.
Well, thanks for doing what you're doing, and I'll be back with find some tickets.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Paul Wood, and I'm from Shoreham-on-Sea, down by Brighton.
So tell me about your Tough Mudder background, and is this your first Worlds?
This is my second Worlds. I did Florida last year, which was a challenge, just like this one really, I suppose. But it was an improvement, this one, so I'm really, really happy.
Something big that both Florida and this year had in common that no one was expecting, the heat. How did that treat you?
that was hard. I was lucky I did a training session last week, a big one, and that was in the heat. So I think actually that helped in my favour because, yeah, Florida, and we've spoke about it, I think the jet lag and the heat was a big strain on everyone. Whereas this year, the heat did take me back, but not as bad. So I was grateful for the training last week and the fact that I was prepared for it a little better.
What was your mileage goal and how did you do last year?
So my mileage goal was 75. I did 70 last year, and with the aid of my awesome pit crew here, I was able to keep pushing, and my pit crew times were less, and I hit my target. Contemplated 80, but thought I might just really break myself.
That's always a concern, isn't it? And shout out your pit crew. Well, what did you do so well?
Sorry?
What did you do so well as pit crew?
Constant there, so every time I came in the fast pit, it was there. A really good aid to, obviously, I got tight, so he was there to stretch. He also knew how to read me. So, you know, he was there with what I needed, but also there with what I possibly didn't need, well, didn't want, but did need. Very big difference. So he knew how to push me and how to get the best out of my competitive nature by just tweaking the truth a little bit, shall we say? And it worked.
And heat aside, what were your thoughts on the course?
It was a really good course, really well put together. The little kick in the balls, that Tough Mudder did was when they introduced Killer Gorilla, and that I was really unlucky because I actually did skid. I did skid mark and the same one because our time delay meant they didn't close it and then open the other one by the got to it. That was evil, but yeah, just kept pushing through that one.
What were your thoughts with Firefly? Do you have any worries with heights?
No, I knew I could never do it. I'm only short, which is what good idea. You can't see it where we're sitting down, but I did attempt it once, and then I'm not going to reach it. So I'll take the 30-second penalty, stay dry at that point, and then just undo the knots, which was tricky. But you know, as dexterity went, you're like, fighting with that one. But no, that was good.
Yeah, awesome. And then, what are your thoughts on the fact that it's the first time that World Surface Mudder has finally come to the UK?
About bloody time. Yeah, no. So glad it did because I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have done it again. I did Florida. Wouldn't have done it again. But this one over here, and the atmosphere was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know, so Spartan UK did a really, really good job. So yeah, good job.
And I guess final thoughts on World Surface Mudder 2025 as the brunch continues.
I'm really, really glad I did it. An amazing bunch of people, both the Tough Mudder team and all of the runners. You know, it's such an amazing vibe. And I've been doing this from the first Tough Mudder in the UK back in 2012, I think. Actually here as well. That was here. Oh, that was actually here. So full circle. Yeah. So it was amazing, and I'm so glad I was introduced to. There've been lots of changes, but the principle of Tough Mudder has stayed the same, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on the silver bit.
Thank you very much indeed. Really, really good.
Wave, if you've not bought raffle tickets, come home. Looks like you want to say something. Here we go.
All right, Mudder Nation. As I announced, I got the one single copy of Mudderopoly, the toughest game on the planet. Tickets, £1 a piece, five limit. Selling them just down there on the third table. Annabell's got her hand up. All right, one-shot deal, totally handmade, the only copy on the planet. There will never be another.
Super. Matt just grabbed me and said, well done for British bacon, but your coffee's shit. So maybe we'll work on the not filter coffee for next year. But beer is better, so when you do grab your beers, make sure to have a taste to Andy Ryan as well. Where are you? It is his birthday this morning as well. Where's he hiding? I'm sure he's hiding somewhere, hopefully near the beers. Right. We will. Oh, and there's a cake. We will regroup again in an hour or so.
Evan Perperis, originally from New York. I live in Boston now.
Love to hear it. How was World Surface Mudder 2025 for you, and what role did you play in it?
So I worked for the OCR report. I was a rabbit, so I was running around on a course, following people, following the leaders, as well as doing some commentary. I took over the announcement booth, I think from like 6:30 a.m. to I don't know what time it was. No, that's not true. I don't know what time it was. It was in the middle of the night. And it was fun. Yeah, it's always fun. But it was nice to be on the other side of things for once.
So it's tough to gauge because like you didn't do all the obstacles and all the running, but like how do you feel that this course was?
So compared to average, I'd say the obstacles were a little bit harder. There's a little more grip obstacles. But, you know, if you do one-for-one comparison, some of them are easier, right? Everest was easier, that's for sure. But the grip obstacles I thought was a little bit of step up compared to what's normal for World's Toughest Mudder. Elevation gain was definitely lower. Definitely one of the lower years of elevation gain. Weather was nicer. Not the nicest year, but second nicest year. So that played a huge role. Obviously, a lot of people didn't have to put on wetsuits, which when you add a wetsuit, adds time, weight. Like, just physically getting into the wetsuit takes time, and then restricts mobility. But overall, you know, I'd say harder than last year, easier than the average over the last decade. But 24 hours is 24 hours, and if you go out there, it's going to be suffering, regardless of how quote-unquote easy or hard the course is.
And how did it feel to see, like, scaled-up obstacles again, like with Firefly and this and that, compared to last year where there wasn't much?
Oh, much better. Yeah. The UK absolutely did an awesome job. Everything felt, I don't know, it felt like a couple of years ago, the way Tough Mudder was. You know, things go through cycles, so I'm not saying, like, oh, older Tough Mudder's better. I'm just saying things change. They put emphasis on different areas, and sometimes it's the obstacles and sometimes it's other aspects of the experience.
So what moments of, like, rabbiting and stuff stuck out to you the most?
I love anytime there's open an obstacle, like, because one, I try to get there early and do, like, explanation for the viewers back at home, so that's always fun for me. The highlight of the race absolutely has to be, for me, they said, we need someone to pace, we need a rabbit on one of the two male leaders, second and third. So, like, do you want Austin or you want Josh Fiore? And I'm better friends with Josh, so I was like, I'll take Josh. And so I got to run his last lap with him. I did a complete full lap, and that was really awesome. I really want, right, he's on my pro OCR team, and I really wanted to be like, you've got to form, I really wanted to give him details, but I was like, well, that's not fair. So I just kept my mouth shut, and I ran with him.
When you play different roles, as I did this year too, like, I knew information about the course, but she's a participant, so I couldn't tell her. It's hard to, like, stay in the line sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then, I know you came out early here with your family. Like, how was your family vacation?
It was amazing. We flew into Scotland, and then basically did a loop through Scotland, went to Loch Ness, saw some William Wallace stuff, Robert the Bruce stuff, castles, all sorts of good stuff. Looked for Nessie. Super fun family trip. It was very expensive. And then we finished off the vacation with World's Toughest Mudder. Yeah.
And then thoughts for next year? Do you plan to return as a rabbit, maybe? What's going on with you in life?
So I announced on social media today, or I guess that was yesterday, that I'm retired. I'm done from competitive elite OCR. Does that mean you'll never see me at an OCR again? No, not necessarily. Right, yeah. But, like, don't expect me to be... I'm not training the way I was training even a year ago. So don't expect me to be on the podium. I've stopped listing results on my website. You know, like, there's, like, a hard line now that it's over. Will I come back next year? I think it's in the UK. I think it's going to be the same weekend. As of now, I do not plan on returning. Again, it was a great trip, a lot of fun, but it's also expensive, you know, so, and it was fun, but I don't know. This is my 9th year. I've done 9 years as a participant, 2 years as media, so we may take a family trip to a different location next year.
That's totally fair. And then, I guess, final thoughts for World's Toughest Mudder 2025.
It's great. The UK did a great job. It's worth traveling to if you have not been to the UK. Again, if you have the time to take off from work and the money, you can do some England stuff beforehand. You can do, like we did, Scotland stuff. Last time I went to Toughest UK in 2018, we did UK, and then we flew to Ireland and did our vacation there. Yeah, so I always try to combine, right, because these big trips are expensive. And does bringing your family make it more expensive? Absolutely. But it makes it more worthwhile. Yeah, it makes it more special. And, for that one plane ticket I'm playing for myself, that's one thing I don't have to pay for on vacation, because it's double use.
Well, good talking to you, Evan. Thanks for helping out, and hopefully I'll see you sometime over the summer, not race-related.
Sounds good. Yeah, we live so close. We need to hang out more.
Meredith, Todd, Ankeny, Iowa.
And how did World Toughest Mudder go for you this year?
It went better than expected. I got second in my age group. So
Congratulations. And how many miles is that?
70. Didn't quite get 75.
That's incredible. How do you feel?
I actually feel pretty good. I'm having trouble walking, but other than that, I'm eating and I slept, so I feel pretty good to be here.
Now explain how we met on Mudderhorn.
I heard someone yelling that they needed 9.5 shoes, and I'm like, I have 3 extra pairs, so I stopped and said, hey, here's my husband at the pit, go grab him.
So I took a picture of you both, the shoes, and the tent, and then as soon as they finished, your tent was already taken down and I couldn't find you guys. And I'm like, do you know them? Do you know them? And I couldn't find you guys, and then naturally I forgot to bring them. But we're going to clean them, bring them back home, we'll mail them to you.
No worries.
Very much appreciate that. It goes to show how awesome the community is, right?
The community is amazing. This is only my 4th Tough Mudder, and everyone's been so supportive and great. It's been wonderful, yeah.
So what made you want to take on World's Toughest Mudder this year?
I had a friend who talked me into doing the Holy Grail last year without ever doing a Tough Mudder, and I did it and fell in love, and I was like, I got to go one more time. And the UK, I've never been overseas, so I was like, might as well knock off 2 things at once.
Love it. And then with 70 miles, that's an amazing accomplishment. I know you wanted the silver bib. Do you have unfinished business? Do you think you'll be back?
Probably not to the UK next year, but I definitely will be trying again, yes.
And then what did you think about the obstacles and everything they had for, this year?
The obstacles this year were amazing. I like the different twists on all the things, and I like swing both ways, and I like not having to go all the way under the ice water, so that was nice. And I actually sat in it to help my legs a couple times, yeah.
Sure, that feels good. How did it feel to have Killer Gorilla opened up with no notice at midnight?
That, I was not expecting that, and it was a little rough, but then at the last couple laps, having it closed was also a nice little surprise to not do that, yeah.
Awesome. So I guess final thoughts on World Toughest Mudder 2025?
It was just amazing. Completely amazing.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. And by you helping Anne helped my wife get 40 miles, so thank you very much.
You're welcome, and congrats to everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Joshua Fiore, Lebanon, New Hampshire.
Liz Schlegel, Warwick, New York.
How did World Toughest Mudder go for you this year?
It was awesome. The heat was absolutely brutal in the beginning, but had a really good finish, though.
How was it being pit crew for him?
It was great. He made it really easy for me. He knows exactly kind of what he needs, what lap, and it's just a matter of getting him in and out as quickly as possible, and that was about it.
Other than when I was spitting food at her because my stomach couldn't handle anything at that point. She would try and feed me even just oranges. So I put it in my mouth. I was like, ugh, I can't handle that right now.
Yeah. I heard there was an incident with a foot massager or a muscle massager.
Yeah, I didn't have the massage gun for him, and he got a little upset, so.
She's like, he never asked for him. He's like, bring it every time.
Yeah, I was a little race brain at that point.
And did you take it personally?
Absolutely not. You cannot in those moments.
Will, if you're listening, significant others can be pit crew. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's hard. And I actually, honestly, I feel like the pit has the harder job than racing because we're just so single-minded on just the next step, the next mile. We're not thinking about, they have to I feel like it's mentally, pitting for this. Mentally, it's so much harder. At least you just single motivation. But at the same time, you're like, why didn't you think about that thing that I thought about in my head without telling you? Yeah. How dare you?
Mind reading is a skill that's needed for this. And what did you think about the course for this year?
The course was amazing. It was, the hills definitely were, you don't think about it that much. You're like, another 200 or 300 feet of elevation from the past couple of years. That adds up. Over time, those last hills that I was running to try and get second place, they were brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah. How would you compare it to other years? I know you're fresh off of it, so it's...
Yeah, no, it was, I thought everything about it. The UK, the Tough Mudder Europe, they're so great. So great. Amazing hosts around here. The people, all the people from the UK were just phenomenal. And the obstacles were fun. They actually were at the flamethrowers jumping, Firefly jumping the bell. I loved how they added Twister to Funky Monkey. That was one of my favorite obstacles, actually. Oh, I loved it. It was so much fun to do every time.
And, how was the weather? Warmer than expected?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was way hotter than Florida last year, which I was not expecting. Fran did try to warn me, and I did not listen. So
The sun hits differently here. And there was no...
Never talk weather around a Brit.
Oh my goodness, there was no getting away from it either. You were just in the... And even like at the long day too, it was like, I'm looking down, I'm like, okay, the sun's got to be going down at some point. And I'd still see it over the tree. It's like, why are you not gone yet? It's so hot.
It came back up again.
Exactly. I will say though, the lower, the like less night hours made it easier not to be tired. I feel like I never actually got tired. Like there's always that point late in the race where you still have about 3 or 4 hours of dark that you're like, I'm getting so tired, I need more caffeine. I never felt that because the sun came up so early.
Wild. Really wild.
It was crazy.
And I guess, how was your overall experience? Did you have fun?
had a blast. The community is fantastic. Just getting to walk around, watch all the other racers too, and them hitting goals that they never thought they'd expect, getting puppies and stuff like that. That's pretty awesome.
I'm amazed at how much that spread throughout the pit. Like, oh, you're the puppy guy. This is the puppy woman. Yeah. Like,
we're just all holding you accountable now.
There was a puppy guy?
She's getting a puppy. She hit her goal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Also, my wife, doesn't have to be now, would like you to take a look at her toes. Also, show me your bicep. Is that one of the nastiest bruises you've seen?
That is. That's a 50-mile bib right there. That's what that is.
And explain, how was the race itself? Like the chase for the podium, how did that feel? How are you feeling about it?
So first of all, huge shout out to Joe Rucka. I mean, he just dominated the whole time. Like I had him within sights until probably the last 3 or 4 laps. We started just gaining. But then I was almost content with getting third. But then I noticed eventually that me and Austin, we kept going back and forth, and I had 6 or 7 obstacle bypass bands, and Austin only had 1 or 2. So I was like, let's go.
Real quick, with that information, I was so excited. I'm like, I want to share with the live stream, and they're like, we're not putting that out there to help anyone, hurt anyone. We're just gonna play stupid and see how this plays out. But it played out well for you.
I appreciate that. It was awesome. I ran and so the entire time that we were going back and forth, and Austin will say the same thing. I would beat him on the uphills. He'd beat me on the downhills. So that last lap, I ran almost every single uphill in that last lap, and it hurt so much. But I knew if I didn't do that last downhill mile, he would have caught up to me. Right, yeah. So I did that, and then threw my band for Matterhorn and just ran into the finish. It was awesome.
There was
the mashed potatoes that you guys gave us. Yes.
Those mashed potatoes tasted like real potato. I would never have known that those were instant.
It's all about how you mix it. It's all the technique. Yeah.
I told you we needed the measuring cup.
Yeah, no, she brought a Pyrex measuring cup for us to measure.
Kudos to the mashed potatoes. That's what got me to the finish line to get second place.
Love it. Yeah, I remember I was sweating bullets because I love everybody out there. I love Austin, but I was cheering for you a little bit there. But he was right behind you. You started your lap, and he started not long after. So it's got to be scary with that man on your tail.
Me and Austin and I go way back. We've been racing together since probably 2015. Going back and forth in races, Spartan race, Tough Mudder, World's Toughest Mudder, even the Ultra World Championship. So to have him here and to battle with one of my closest friends and competitors, it was awesome. And then again, having Joe, me and Joe met doing laps in Noob Sanity when I was training for 2024. So it's just, this whole community is just so close knit, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I will say that the race itself was great, but everyone was talking about second place for the men. Who's it going to be? So there was a lot of pressure. What else was I going to say? Did you have anything about it?
No.
So now it's come and gone. How are you feeling about? Oh, you had time when you finished to potentially go out for another lap, and Austin had that moment oh my God, you had time to go out again?
I actually didn't know that until Austin told me and he finished.
I was panicking.
I didn't actually know that. I honestly, I did not know that I had time for another lap until Austin told me after he finished. I was like, well, it is what it is now. I knew I definitely, I talked to Joe a few minutes ago, and he said they walked the lap, but I still probably, after destroying myself in that last lap, there's no way I would have caught up to him.
And then And final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder 2025.
It was amazing. Community is awesome, and doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah. Awesome, and congrats to Kate. like that like for your first World's Toughest Mudder getting 50 miles. Like 40.
I will say, I woke up and what she said was, do you think I could get 50? And so she's saying there's a chance.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like for your first one, like that is like most people could never even do like 20 miles on that course. Like that was absolutely rock star.
We have to work on the pit times is what we need. We're like, get up. You're like, I need to sit up. And no, get up. But yeah, great talking to you. Congratulations and enjoy your vacation.
All right, thanks, brother.
Tracy Sullivan, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jason Rulo, St. Louis, Missouri.
I've heard of you. How did World's Toughest Mudder go for you this year?
So it was amazing. We got 50 miles with my 18-year-old son. He got 55, and that was his goal, which was awesome.
How was your experience this year?
Well, it was fantastic. They did a great job with the course. I was talking to Matt, the race director, and he said they had a lot of fun things in store for us, and they definitely did. So it was a good mix-up. They've been doing a lot of the same type of stuff, and now, got a chance to mix it up. So
by all accounts, this is a crazy event to take on. What do you love about Tough Mudder, World's Toughest Mudder, and everything?
I think I would say I love that everybody out there is working together. So you're never alone on course. There's always someone there to give you a pull when you need it, and you can turn around and do the same.
What do you love so much about it?
It's a community thing, but the biggest thing I think is that it allows everybody out there to find their own experience. So if it's, if that means pushing yourself to get 75 or 100 miles, you can do that. If it's just to go out there for 24 hours, you can do that. If it's to find your own limit, wherever that is, you can do that. So it allows everybody to find that.
What did you think about the course?
The course was hard. It was hilly, it was hot, and they changed it a lot, which actually kind of kept us on our toes. So we appreciated that because we never knew what would be around the next corner.
And how did the course and the weather affect you?
The heat's always an issue. The course really didn't affect me as much, but I'm glad I told Matt this. The best thing about Worlds, and this is my 13th Worlds, is it always was a living, breathing experience. Meaning when you go out on a lap, you don't know what's coming because they might change an obstacle up, they might reverse it, they might change the course up like they did this year. And that's what makes it a different type of race than just a regular Tough Mudder on multi-lap, is that it could be different. And that's a fantastic experience.
So speaking to that, there's a lot of people talking about the fact that Killer Gorilla was opened up, and it's fun to open and close obstacles, but it's another to add like additional mileage. What are your thoughts on that?
People are too concerned about distances. They've always been that way. And while, yes, you could probably make sure that the race is different. So if you just say in a general sense, they could easily have shortened between two obstacles instead of doing this and just make a couple of cut-through lanes to make that, if they want to address that, to make sure it's always the same distance. That's an easy thing. They didn't do that, but yes, it definitely affected your time, but that's something you got to go with. It affects pacing if you don't know that's coming, but that's okay. I thought it was great.
How are you feeling both mentally and physically with your brown bib today?
So mentally feeling awesome. Physically, I'm stretching it out.
And then how do you feel that this world stacks up with others? I know we're only the day after, but how do you feel?
This one's a fantastic one. It harkens back to a feel of Las Vegas where, we didn't have the epic obstacles, but we had the epic course. Meaning, you got and this is just coming from an American who hasn't raced here before, but you've got the fantastic castle in the background, the totally different type of environment around you. Obstacles are slightly different. So I think anytime they can introduce something like that in there, where there's something in addition to just the race course, it's going to change things up and make it an epic experience.
And how did it feel being a foreigner to a World's Toughest Mudder for the first time?
Loved it, actually. We were surrounded by people from all over the world, and there was great conversation. Plus, you would find other Americans, and you could sort of connect in that way, so that was cool.
Yeah, I would say it's like the flip. Usually what I would experience in the U.S. Tough Mudder, World's Toughest Mudder experiences, is that when you saw somebody from the U.K. and they saw a fellow U.K. mudder, they'd be like, hey, they automatically had this bond. And it was exactly what she said, the flip of that, where if we saw another American or somebody who was speaking, without an English accent, we're like, yeah, it's another American. But I did enjoy listening. You get Germans that are passing by. I almost thought there would be more foreign, non-UK people. But, I guess this is an Anglo-Saxon type of race. So.
And then I guess final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder this year.
I'm going to have to think. You go.
Like I said before, it harkened back to old. And that made it great. I sound like one of the old heads that are walking around. But when you have the race experience we used to have before they vanillaed it up and, weren't trying to improve upon anything, it gives me good hope that in the future maybe we'll start to get back to that. It doesn't have to be really expensive. It doesn't have to be massive obstacles, but it has to be innovative in some way.
Feels like it's in better hands almost, right?
Definitely. Let's hope that at least Spartan US, Tough Mudder US can learn from UK. Hey, look, you put some energy into this, it's going to get better. So,
Yeah, I would say the challenge was there, the energy was there, the crowd showed up. It was a really incredible thing to be a part of, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it continues to show up in that way in the future. Loved it.
Congratulations, and thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Matthew Sullivan, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
And how old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
So I was told that you were the youngest person on course. How does that feel?
Great. There was one other 18-year-old, but I turned 18 about 2 or 3 months ago, So
how was World's Toughest Mudder for you?
It was amazing. I got the opportunity to test myself in February and got 34 miles, but I was able to push myself and get 55.
How does that feel?
Amazing.
Looks good with a dirty brown bib. What did you think about the course out there this year?
The course is lovely. Obviously, after doing a Tough Mudder last year in America, the course was a lot more hilly. The addition of the TM obstacle, I believe during nighttime, made it a lot more fun.
Yeah. What did you think about the course changing as you continued through it?
In the moment, I thought it was brutal, but afterwards, I think it was definitely a fun addition and made it a little more challenging.
Yeah. And how was it being being surrounded by so many accents and everything, with this being the first time Worlds has been in the UK?
It was amazing. Everyone was so supportive, and everyone was there for each other and willing to help. So everyone was it was all a small community in a way.
Yeah. What obstacles beat you up the most, and which ones were you looking forward to?
Mentally, Mudderhorn was always a difficulty just because at the top, my goal on the last lap was to save as many bands as I possibly could. So I left with 2, but I was able to do Mudderhorn on the last lap and cross that mental barrier.
And then I guess final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder. Do you plan to do it again? Or?
Next time I'm going to get 75.
Oh yeah, I like it. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations, and thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hi, I'm Charlie Boher, and I'm from England.
Good to see you again. How was your World's Toughest Mudder this year?
Good. I mean, the race and everything was good, but my own personal race wasn't the best. I didn't realise probably till after the race, but I had heat stroke throughout most of it, yeah. So I think, when we started in that heat, I didn't appreciate how hot it was. And then, the first 6 hours, I was really quite disorientated. So coming into the pit, about a mile before the pit, I'd be thinking, okay, I'm going to ask the guys for this and this. I get to the pit, and I just wouldn't have a clue what I was thinking or saying. Then, later in the night, I started hallucinating a bit. And then come midnight, I started retching quite a lot, which meant I couldn't take in any more food or fuel. And then by 5 in the morning, I was just done.
So when we talked about World's Toughest Mudder being in the UK, the weather that we had expected was not this.
No, not at all. No, at all. I mean, everybody was saying, bring your wetsuits, be prepared, which is, is right, because the weather can change quickly. But, I mean, I felt like this was hotter than last year. So
it felt that way. I guess temperature-wise it wasn't, but it certainly felt hotter.
Yeah, so I mean, you could say this was the hottest, world's toughest there's been, in a way, because, the ones in Vegas, yeah, they were hot, but I don't remember them being a real problem.
No, and it also had the cold to balance it out, too, but it stayed pretty warm, which also meant no wetsuits for most people this year, which actually was the case.
Yeah, but like I say, for me, I put my swim run suit on, and then when I stopped in the pit, 3, 4 in the morning, I was suddenly just, I guess with the heat stroke was shaking. And then when I finished my last lap, before I even came in, I was just shaking and shaking. So, it wasn't that cold out there, but the way my body was feeling wasn't right. But I did see a couple of people out there with the swim run suits on, no wetsuits, but yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. And then what did you think about the obstacles out there for the first time World Toughest Motors coming here?
Yeah, I think that was all really good. Any obstacles they had problems with, they fixed quite quickly, like pyramid scheme. And then, I think the rest of it, I think the only thing, I mean, you can't complain too much, but I think Killer Gorilla, adding that was, I wasn't that pleased with that, but, everybody's in the same boat, so I guess you gotta...
How does it feel to not have to travel as far to a World's Toughest Mudder?
Yeah, it's bliss. I haven't got to sit on a plane for 9 hours and get all stiff again, so yeah, it's nice. It's nice doing it in your back garden. So yeah, really good.
Any hopes for World's Toughest Mudder next year?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose although I had a bad year this year, it just means next year's only going to be better. And I got to my 50 miles around midnight, so I got 75 last year. So if I can do that again next year, 80 is realistic, and 85 if I push it, I could probably get that. I think so. So I've got something to work towards.
And then final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder this year.
I think what they've done here in England has been really, really good. Much better than not that we thought it was going to be bad, but I think it's a different venue. Everything's different, and I think they've done it well and put their own stamp on it. From the start line to the brunch to the venue, they've really made it their own. So yeah, well done.
Well, great seeing you, and glad that you're feeling better now.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks very much.
I'm Maryjane Osuji. I'm from Washington D.C.
Now, what's your experience, your history with Tough Mudder, and was this your first World?
This is my 5th. No. This is my 4th Tough Mudder, and then this is my 2nd Worlds.
Which Worlds did you do last time?
I did the one in Florida, in Bartow.
Also incredibly hot.
Yes, very hot. But Florida's my home state, so I can handle a little bit of heat.
Okay, so you're kind of ready for this. What did you have for goals going into it, and how did things go for you this year?
Since I did 50 in Florida, my goal was just get 55, and I got 60. So went past my goal. I'm super happy about that.
What did you think about the course out there?
It was different from what I've seen before with Tough Mudder. There's some staples like the Mudder Horn and the Block Disc Monster, but I wasn't expecting those hills. There's quite a bit of hills, so gave my calves a run for their money.
And then there's some novel obstacles. I know you had a different kind of experience, but like Firefly and all those. What did you think of those?
Oh, the Firefly. Now that one was a very tough one, especially for me. I did hop off it twice, so I'm proud of myself for my bravery there. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I love the pole dancer obstacle.
I saw you there. You fell, and we all worried. And the first thing you said was like, "That counts as completion, right? My feet were over." And we're like,
"Oh yeah,
hell yeah, it does."
Yeah, I could compile a whole bunch of like wasted videos where I just fell off it, but that's a part of fun.
That was a very GTA-esque moment. I love it.
Yeah, it was fun.
So how are you feeling that you crushed your goal?
Oh, I feel amazing. Now I can say like, hey, I've done a 60-mile ultra marathon obstacle course race. Not everyone can say that they've done that. So very happy to have completed that. Happy to have made some new connections here as well. Everyone here is a badass, and I love Tough Mudders.
Speaking of being over here, how did it feel to be like a foreigner on the course now?
Oh yeah, this is my first time in Europe, let alone UK. So it was interesting. I'm getting here and everyone's saying, well done. Cheers. Cheers.
Not enough hip hip cheerio. I think they need to up
I didn't hear that much, but I heard well dones and a lot of cheers.
Oh, and you're a legend.
You're a legend.
Love it. How was it getting used to like food shopping? Like they have different foods here and everything. How was it like getting ready for nutrition and everything?
Yeah, it was actually quite, like, it wasn't too troublesome, I will say. There was, like, there's donuts, there's snacks, protein bars, typical stuff that I would need in the USA anyway, so there's no trouble there.
Good. And then I guess final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder. Do you plan to return wherever it is next year?
We'll see. It's going to be in the UK, so I do have to budget. So if I'm out of money, I won't be here. If I do have some money, let's go.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me and just... great work.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
Can we see your prime times? Or any form of drink to toast, because we're going to be toasting a lot. So this is your 1 minute warning. If you don't have a drink, alcoholic or non is boo, but if you want non-alcoholic, that's fine. If you don't have a drink, ladies and gents, then please let's make sure you have some form of vessel with liquid in near you, so you can toast when we ask everybody to toast. There's your 1 minute warning. If I say mudders, raise a glass. Cheers. There we go. They listen. They're actually listening, Charles. That's pretty good going, right?
Unlike most of last night, yeah.
Unlike most of last night. But anyway, let bygones be bygones.
Welcome to the world's toughest mudder 2025 brunch here in Beaver Castle.
Got a bit louder than that. Let's welcome to World's Toughest Mudder Brunch 2025 here in Beaver Castle. Can we have a... Oh, there we go.
That's why we keep you around, Matt. Got to bring the energy up. We don't let them talk too much or we won't be finished by 1 o'clock. We know you're here for the brunch video, so let's get straight into that, and then we'll get on with the fun stuff. So, people who are working the slides, like magic.
It's electric. It's this energy that kind of flows through everyone.
I don't know about you, ladies and gents, but actually this was the first time I was with you all. And it's not, wow, you all left it out. You went hard for 24 hours. You created something utterly. For a few of you from the UK now, I'm just going to really quickly, but this was my first World's Toughest, and I'm doing this and for a lot of the UK team as well, it was their first. And being able to share in what we, and that's all of us in this magnificent white tent, created is remarkable. So before we carry on and dive in, let's just give yourselves one more round of applause.
And the first one, you all, is on the... That was Keith, who spent a large portion of his time at the walls overnight. Stand up with you. Andy and Rock and Doug, who were at Matterhorn. Jim and Brett, who were on the top of Everest. And each of you who were racing, but stopped to spend some of your race helping them out and helping your fellow mudders out over the evening. Massive shout out to you as well. I also want to give a shout out, whether you want to toast it or not is another thing, but to Matt and Kate as the race directors.
Guys, Kate actually did all the work. Definitely not me, Kate did all the work. And then on that note, there are a couple of other people from behind the scenes that you don't see. A load of you come to us, you tell Giles and I so often, just like, you know, he gives you feedback, good or bad, and we're often seen as the faces, but it takes a real, just like it does, you know, to do our events, a team. It takes a team to put on a Tough Mudder, especially a World's Toughest. And firstly, a couple of individuals particularly that I've got to shout out, and one who, it was her birthday this weekend, and she's come all the way up as well to join us today, but she was a real engine room when it came to a lot of the creative and the ideation and the innovation that you see. And that's Karen from our team. The next person, particularly, that I would just really want to shout out is Kate and I were at the honour and the privilege of being your race directors, taking you through the rules and guiding us all through the 24 hours. But a person who's putting the strings and actually making it happen is our very own, our event director and our operations manager here in the UK is Mr. Kerry Nash. And I could say a few others throughout. We had, joining us tonight, we had Caitlin Jones here, who helped us through the course and guide you guys in the middle of the night. We had our very own Tom Bennett at the back, who obviously got you guys checked in, and the stalwart with helping the mudder servicing. I could keep going. We had amazing, I don't know about you, but how amazing is the creative and the videos and everything that we're putting out. And that's testament to our incredible marketing team, who are held by Iris, M, Nat, and team. And I could go on, but it's just Team UK, right? And so just please join me in giving every single one of TMHQ in the UK the biggest cheer you have ever done. We couldn't do it without them.
And while we're cheering, another group of people I'd just like to stand up at the real. None of our events happen. We are so lucky in the UK with the generosity, the time that these volunteers bring over and over and over again. If you were here volunteering during the build, during the check-in, over the weekend, today, please stand up so we can thank you all.
Feels like we should get into what we're here for.
Or do a Mudderopoly draw.
Bang on the money. Roll up. Here we go. Who's Giles? I think you're going to do the honour and maybe do the draw at the same time.
All right, Mudder Nation. as advertised, we're going to do the drawing for the Mudderopoly game, toughest game on the planet.
2, 8, 6, 3, 1, 1. Kevin Calder?
They're just recreating his final lap of World's Toughest Mudder for the finishing line. Look at that. What a prize. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Mudderopoly. Let's have a big round of applause again.
The slides changed to keep us on track. Can't tell, we're being heckled from the back, or people just excited Kevin's return. Look, it's always, it was a big thing for us to move WTM out of the US into the UK. Are they going to mess it up? Are people going to come? Can we trust the UK team with it? But people came. We had people from 23 countries, which was super cool.
Oh, Giles, don't forget, Adrian, we had a parrot as well. We had Parrot Bubbles, who apparently did an active lap.
We had a little over 1,500 mudders sign up. That includes the pit crew. If you're wondering where they were, it wasn't just everybody decided it was too hot. But that's brilliant as well. We need to continue to grow this event so we can continue to invest in it and so that we can share what it is. So that's brilliant.
Funny fact about 1,500 mudders is we also had 1,501, or 1,551 I should say, mudders, who came to Race Centre, Giles, to ask us as to what time they had to finish to be counted as a world's toughest mudder. So for any of those who have yet to actually get the message, it was after 9 o'clock.
30,720 miles run. That's 30,720 official miles. I heard a couple of people put a couple of unofficial miles in as well, getting you guys.
Oh, don't forget about Millie, the robot, Giles. Millie, the robot, who marked out your pits perfectly, mind you. They were 3x3, ladies and gentlemen, for the doubters amongst you. Millie also covered just over 6 miles.
So like a third of a lap then. And 6,144 laps you put under your belt. Some sweaty laps, some challenging laps. Another drink to you all.
Cheers to that. When we say cheers to that, it's everybody raise a glass and cheers. There we go, there we go.
I feel like there's going to be more slide. Oh,
well, we're straight into it.
As if by magic, right.
So, age group winners, and we had an absolutely phenomenal battles and duels, and who was going to take the coveted crown this year. And we had it across the board, from our youngest mudders through to some of our wisest. There you go, we're all PC here. And essentially, we've got an absolute privilege. But where it really hottened up across the board was in 2 places. It was when the sun started to go down, and so many of you battled with the heat change. It was fascinating to watch. And then, of course, it was the fact that the sun came up so early. And everybody was just like, oh my God, it's like that middle of the night, the lights come on at the disco. I'm old, so I can say disco. And it's like home time. I'm like, do I really look, or do they really look like that? And that's what you guys will think of yourselves, and of course the course. About 4 a.m. is when the sun came up and it went through. But anyway, we watched some fantastic feats unfold, and we are really, really excited to be taking you guys through and sharing and championing our age group winners of 2025. So, without further ado...
Awkward. Rewind. Pretend no one saw that. I've been told more further ado. So, on top of the opportunity to climb onto a large podium with not weary legs, we're also providing some partner product. This is endemic category stuff. So the winners are going to be getting a pair of Schjott headphones, which makes sense. We've got boxes of grenade bars for the second place, which makes sense. And then the most endemic category of the lot, we have laundry detergent for all those dirty clothes for our third place matters, courtesy of our partners. Speaking of, Matt got home last night, and instead of going to bed like a sensible person, he went and washed the clothes that he didn't need to wear today. They were just dirty, so he could take them home clean to his wife. We've got some detergent for you as well, Matt.
Happy wife, happy life. Right, so now, without further ado, here we go. We're into our youngest category of the day, which is our 18 to 24 category. So in third place, we had Aislinn Edwards with a cracking 35 miles. Aislinn, get your head on up. This is going to be the awkward time. We're all either back at school or university. Anyway, second place, we had Alicia Taylor with 50 miles. Is it there? And last but not least, taking home the shot headbone with a whopping 70 miles was Wiktoria Fronc. Thanks to your women's winners of 18 to 24 categories. Thank you very much. Well done to you both.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So we're now on to our male winners. In third place with 65, it was close with between 10 miles between the whole three, but third place was Jerome Fuchs with 65 miles. In second place was Robert Olphant in 70 miles, and picking them with that one extra hot lap was Harvey Mitchell Divers with 75 miles. Come up, gents. We have a few Scots in the room. Going into our next hotly fought out category, our female aged 25 to 29. Representing the USA, we had Abby Pears with 55 miles. Representing the USA in second place, we had Maryjane Osuji. And coming in first from Poland with a whopping 80 miles was Claudia Subalata. 5 to 29 podium.
Yeah, Abby!
Thank you very much, ladies. Welcoming then onto the podium next, of course, is our male winners in the same category. In third place, representing GBR, is Edward Scott, 65 miles. In second place, same for the GBR, Zach Liveridge, 75 miles. And putting down an incredible achievement with 90 miles from Poland, Daniel Miska. To be getting people with photos of their awards with them, so to keep Grenade and Shocks and all the like happy. So, Giles, there is your cue. All about product placement. If you didn't realise tonight, you're drinking Primetime Lager, which is lager but better. Right, male winners aged 25 to 39. Let's hit one last round of applause. Okay, now next category up. Things really start to hot up here. Was our women's winners from age 30 to 34. Again, incredibly close, and it was just time that split the three of these ladies as they battled it out all day and night long. So, from Germany, Nadine Wendt with 80 miles in third place. In second place, from the USA, Kelly Glynn, and taking the crown was Nicole Koszta with 80 miles overnight. So, really, really, really well done. Let's have one last round of applause. Into the middle. Guys, Nadine into the middle, there we go. Giles had one job. He has one job, ladies and gents. He said, I'll be on handing out the product, but he's little TBC. Right, on to the male winners. It was equally as challenging, incredible. And this really started to unfold in the early hours of the morning. They were neck and neck for give or take the first 18 or so hours. But in third place, from the UK, Craig Derbyshire, 80 miles. In second place, from the Netherlands, Patrick Kelleter, and bringing it home the gold for Team USA in first place with 95 miles, Mike Schlegel. The 30 to 34 category, Mike Schlegel. Right, we keep it going. Anticipation building. Our female 35 to 39 podium is as follows. From Team Canada with 75 miles, Morgan McKay. In second place, from the USA with 75 miles, but just picking with a time, Morgan, was Mindy Archer. And bringing home that gold yet again from Team USA with 80 miles, Heather Bode. And for anybody with an interesting fact that wants to know is Heather never stops smiling. Always smiling is Heather. Even after 24 hours. And Mindy started without luggage, that is true too. All right, getting those products. There we go. Keep the cameras out. Right, our female 35 to 39 women's podium. On to the men. And this was equally as interesting, fascinating to watch out. But it was a moment in the early evening that really set then the team apart. And even when some of these individuals came up to me and said, I'm not sure, I was like, you guys, it's hotting up, so you got to keep going. But anyway, it's a UK Team GBR clean sweep, but in third place with 85 miles, Mike the Machine. There he goes. Me and Mike shared a fascinating conversation midnight during the night. With 85 miles in second place was Leo Brimcombe. How on earth is Leo still running like that? I've got no idea. And taking the first prize, straight out of hailing from Scotland, of course, it's Grant Thompson with 100 miles. He's sensational. Our first 100 miles in more to come. Let's hear it. Let's go wild on male 35 to 39. Mike definitely thinking I'm going to use that Lord Reed detergent tonight. Right. Keeping things as we go. We're on to our 40 to 44 age category. And again, really, really interesting between third and second place here, especially. But for our female podium, in third place from the USA with a whopping 70 miles was Megan Menges. In second place, again, it was time that pit them, Meredith Todd. And in first place, we found a little gear in the morning to take her to 75 from the UK, Louise Markham. Oh, Charles is going away. Wait there a minute, guys. Somebody Q product.
Oh, Q product. Dan can't join us at the moment because he is currently in hospital, but that shows how hard he worked for it, but otherwise would have loved to be here, so just our thoughts to Dan.
Ladies and gents, your men's 40 to 44 podium. We drive straight onwards to the 45 to 49 category. Our women's winners. And again, just awesome racing between these athletes. A couple of them were definitely being caught out by some of the additional counters in the night. But nevertheless, phenomenal posting between the 50 and 60 mile mark. So in third place with 50 miles was Tracy Sullivan. In second place was Victoria Reynolds with 60 miles. And taking home that gold, again hailing from Sponny, Scotland, Sancha Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, one last time, your female winners aged 45 to 49. Absolutely love it. We've got any more spots on the weekend. Right, next up we have our male winners of the same category. Q. Again, time was all that split these three. And it really wasn't much at all. And genuinely, looking at tactics and plan throughout the night was fascinating again, watching these three. So in 85 miles across the board, our 45 to 49 category, in third place was Kevin Dent. Coming straight out of Mexico, Chris Garcia in second. And taking gold, first place, Paul Wood. This was something to watch. And watching Paul again, Paul coming in, I remember chatting to him as he was going through, and I think it was on mile 50. And he was so convincing, I don't have time, I've got to keep going. And I was like, keep going, Paul. You got this. You're awesome racing from these guys. Oh, quick, we've got our product queue. Charles, really got to get better. Remember, Charles is the intern this weekend, so let's be gentle. One last time, your male 45 to 49 winners. So we go straight on to our women's 50 to 54. And before we call these individuals up, there is a special shout out to somebody from our adaptive category who would otherwise be in this age group as well, who did a whopping 50 miles, and that is Clara Norman. Let's give a round of applause to Clara. Straight on to the podium. And then we have here in third place, we have Lisa O with 35 miles. In second place with 50 miles, we have Natasha Diamond. And in first place, pipping them with 55, Joanne Wilson. Well done, ladies. Our 50 to 54 program, what a race it was. We won't let you go back on. Just before we head on to the next category, it feels like we just take a quick minute's break. And this is obviously to again say, sponsored by Primetime, who bring you this. It's clean, it's crisp, it's refreshing, and there's no better way to say cheers. Cheers! That's it.
Why are you drinking my Primetime then?
Oh, I knew he was going to say something. I don't even see your Primetime.
That is my Primetime.
Never mind. Right, now we're feeling refreshed. Let's carry on. Our male winners, aged 50 to 54. In third place, absolute machine all these three were, but in third place is Andrew Cook, 75 miles. Cookie rolling a few standing ovations, really taking his time, lapping it in like he did. Fantastic. Continuing with second place, same 75 miles, Darren Brody. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you, it's the same name but a different person. 75 miles for first place with Goni and time that split them forward.
Great team name.
It's your male 50 to 54 podium. Okay, moving on. We have our 55 to 59 female category. And again, some phenomenal achievements across the board here. In third place, rocking up 30 miles, was Gillian Parker.
Oh, I know Wendy. I think Wendy's from Wales.
In second place, with 40 miles, was Wendy Stibbold. And coming home with 55 miles, ladies and gentlemen, was Maxine Johnson. Let's have one final round of applause. Our female 55 to 59 podium. Fantastic. Okay, so on to the male category. Again, this was really, really good to watch unfold for third and second. And some real stubbornness. I don't know if it comes with this age category, some real stubbornness on the show. But in third place, 65 miles, Chris James. Second place, with also 65 miles and time splitting them, Alan Moore. And hailing from the USA to retain his crown for the fourth year in a row, John Castle. And did you know that John is also jetting off with us all to Morsey next weekend for Spartan? Cue the product. Ladies and gents, your male 55 to 59 winners. So this is also all about, this is also we just want to have a moment to recognise special achievements or accomplishments. We said to Alan. Alan had a very special message that he wanted to share today. So Alan, over to you, my good son.
Cheers, Matt. Cheers, Chelsea. As people know me, I met a woman 2 years ago now. Changed my life. I've asked her to marry me several times and she said no. She said to me before I started yesterday, if I podium, she'd win. Also, podium, she'd marry me, sorry. So, all through the night I carried on. I was in sixth place at midnight. I just kept pushing. Eventually, the race came back to me. I podiumed. So, Paula. Come on. Get down with me first. So, will you marry me? Let's hope that Betty accepts me now.
Congratulations. Congrats. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we absolutely love it. There's only one thing we can do when we're celebrating. Grab for that prime time. Cheers! Oh, God. It works for every occasion.
Alan, we've got a wedding marquee that'll be ready for you cheap this time next year if you're interested.
Good thinking, Giles. Forever on the budget. Right, we come to our final category, which is our 60 plus. The people which know through life experience what it takes to go for 24 hours. And this was a whopper of 50 miles in first place. Let's have a big round of applause for Jan Cooper. A fantastic pair of Schjott headphones. They don't fall out when you run. They come in a variety of colours. And they're available for your nearest stockies or go to schjott.com. Last but not least, our male 60 and over category. And again, some phenomenal mileage from these gentlemen. In third place, with 50 miles, was Malcolm O'Neill. In second place, also with 50 miles, and just with a few minutes shaving her head, was Kevin Bassett. And with Team USA, who just seemed to find the gear overnight, was Desmond McMahon. Fantastic. That's our male 60 and over podium. Concludes our age group award. So let's have one final big round of applause for all of our age group winners over the last 24 hours who pushed themselves and battled themselves, and we'll recognise them on this amazing podium. PC, over to you.
2025 Holy Grail champions. Obviously, one of the challenges of putting WTM in the middle of the year is we've not actually finished 2025. But what we can do, if we magic to the next slide, is show you how people are getting on. We've obviously added some mileage to the tallies. So this is the current standing. Look at some of those mileages.
Oh, it's terrible.
I had to write myself a list, so I wasn't going to remember. But we still have opportunities to run in the UK. For the UK team, we've got Infinity back here next week, and then in Yorkshire. We've got Chicago and Nashville in the US for Infinities, and then a toughest in Colorado. So we are tracking to see some pretty big mileage from a fairly phenomenal group of people. So keep that up. And Karen, who's hiding there, is responsible for those awesome jackets that we gave to Mindy and Gary on Friday. We're looking forward to giving another round out at WTM next year.
So this takes us on, obviously, to the Community Awards, which are nominated by, guess what? Those in the community. Before we start, we're going rogue, and we are going to recognise, just before we start the rest of the formal ones, an Unsung Hero award, and our very own incredible UK MC. Bobby is going to do this for us.
Mudders! Believe it or not, Mudders, I do own my own clothes, as you can see me in today. I said I wasn't going to do any hyping today. And we're definitely not getting creepy and sexy today, but for one more time. Mudders, give me a hell yeah! Mudders, give me a hoorah! Love it. Love it. Now, I had something on, which was the first piece of your puzzle for World's Toughest Mudder. We put this on at the Scottish event, and it then set off a whole chain of clues and pieces for you guys to put together and understand what's going on for this week. And I've got that t-shirt here with me today, and I brought it with me because whilst it would be nice in my wardrobe or on my wall, I think it's a bit more fitting that we give it to one of you people that put in so many hours of training, so many hours of effort, so many hours of hurt and crying. And it was a really difficult thing to really decide who. There are so many amazing UK volunteers, worldwide volunteers, staff members, runners, but there's one person in particular that sprung to mind immediately this morning when we were finalising who we were going to choose. And he didn't get the chance to run World's Toughest Mudder. He's been at almost every Tough Mudder in the last few years I can remember, and he is one of the smiliest people. He is one of the most humble people, and he is such an advocate, not just for Tough Mudder, but for obstacle course running around the world. So, Will, come up.
Will Chung, everybody, Will Chung. Because I wasn't clear at first.
Now, Will, hold the other end of that t-shirt. Now, what it says is this is your own little piece of the event, and I've signed it for you there as well. And Will, like I say, I felt awful that you didn't get to do the entire event as a participant, but you did an incredible job on the other end of the camera, which was new for you in this event. So one more time, let's make some noise for Will Chung, everyone!
Well done, Will.
And I've got one more request. I don't often get to do this because you all bugger off as soon as I speak to you. Let's have a group selfie. Come on, Mudders. On the count of 5, make as much noise, jump around, put your arms in your ear as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your unsung hero and gifted, of course, Will Chung, and gifted by Bobby.
Hilarious that he was wearing the puzzle piece.
So, the theme that we have tonight is, again, similarly we've just kicked off with our unsung hero, which is a surprise for today. Is the community. The community is what underpins Tough Mudder, and it's why the feeling of warmth that you are sitting here basking in right now is what it is. And it's not necessarily the heat and the fact that we've not opened all the signs. It is you. It is you all, and it is the feats and the amazingness that you will give not only to one another, but to also our other mothers and the brand and the sport of OCR. And it is why we are so privileged at TMHQ to be able to do what we do. But it's also why these awards are just as important as any other award during today's brunch. And it feels wrong, it feels disingenuous for TMHQ, myself or Giles, as much as we value and see and understand every single person that was nominated and can champion everybody. It feels wrong that it's us who do these awards. So we have picked out individuals from those who provided responses to all the nominations to come and tell their story as to why the recipient and the winner is that person and that winner today. So we're going to start. I'm going to introduce. We're going to talk about camaraderie, our camaraderie award, and we're going to bring up Charlie Parvin, who's going to tell us a bit about the recipients of this year's award. You have to stand up there. Look at that, one final obstacle.
So you're going to have to bear with me. I don't know if I mentioned, guys, but I was in a coma last year and my voice doesn't really work. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. And this is my nomination. With truly a heart of gold. The seasoned MVP if he's not signed. He's the first to reach a hand out, whether it's for a high five or I lovingly call my brown boy.
The guy was next to me in the start pit.
Oh, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Amir Haviz, the camaraderie award. Amir, stay up there. Stay up there. The great thing about when you win award, oh, not going anywhere, stay there. The great thing about when you win award is just, really quickly, Amir, you obviously won today, and your fellow mothers have recognised you for camaraderie. And what would you say after today, and why you believe in this group and every other thousands of mothers from Mother Nation across the world?
But it really is the community. Like what brings get helped out and need help, whether the highlight of my.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amir! That's fine. Right, and we're going on to our next award today, which is the Accomplishment Award. And the accomplishment is in every sense of the word, in terms of through the sport, through pushing oneself, through representing and being one of Mother Nation, and for ultimately bleeding orange. And this person is going to be talked about by our very own Scottish man who's come on one already with a Monopoly. That's Kevin. Come back up here and tell us about our accomplishment winner. Kevin also having done 40 miles, so again another obstacle that we put in place.
Thank you. Being asked to do this kind of put me on the spot earlier on when Giles came up and spoke to me. I don't know if we've got any translation for anybody that can't understand what I'm saying. But it is an honour for this guy. I mean, he spent pretty much 18, 19, nearly 20 hours at the bottom of Motherhorn over the weekend. I'm going to read a few words that we say about this guy. I mean, the guy's an absolute legend, even before the weekend. This is what was said, saying in. Becoming 100 times mother and earning the first 100 mother volunteer patches and 100 times mother. It's an incredible accomplishment. A testament to relentless dedication, hard work and heart, but achieving both, that's something that's truly extraordinary. Andy stands proudly as Top Mother's first ever 100, double 100. A milestone that only a few can dream of. Andy Weir.
Oh, before Andy goes, Andy, Giles is going to pass back the microphone very quickly. And Andy, what does it feel? You've been recognised the Accomplishment Award. You embody what it means to be a mother and to bleed orange.
Thank you, everybody. It was a pleasure. This course has beaten me so many. So the only way that I could beat was by helping every one of you to beat it. And I'm hoping that's right.
A huge congrats to Jeremy. There are an awful lot of people in the world who have accomplished truly amazing things, right? But the accomplishment in itself is obviously something remarkable, but Andy's character, the attitude, the positivity he brings on top of that accomplishment, so special and such a pleasure to have over and over and over again. Last cheer for Andy and heads back down. So Matt started by saying, you know, we wanted the community awards to be presented by, and we do, but every now and then I get to abuse my authority. I insisted I did this one myself. I've known this gentleman for, and again, as somebody who's won the Grit Award. You know, he's overcome personal challenges. In this instance, a broken leg. He's been told he's not going to run again, and he's stepped up. But it's not that in itself, right? Again, to demonstrate grit, you can do it, but to demonstrate grit with a positive gift to other people, with a hug, always sincere and moving on occasion, every occasion, is something else. So where's Cookie hiding? Cookie, up you come. It turns out I was saying nice things about Cookie and he wasn't listening.
Well, a surprise for you. You're about to be this year's winner of the Grit Award. And I wanted to give it to myself. Not least because I wanted another hug. So up you come. Nikki, there are people who just touch the community, and you're one of those people. So there's one time, long, long ago, there was this dude, and he hurt himself. How did you hurt yourself? Fell off a ladder. Why did you fall off a ladder? Why did you fall off? He fell off a ladder, and then there was going to be no more running. But there was running. I remember a couple of years ago at Worlds, you were like, I'm not supposed to be running, but I want to do one more. Don't tell anybody. And here you are. How did you do this weekend?
That's a silver bib.
That's a lot of running, Tricky. That's a lot of running. But again, I think the real core here, overcoming challenges is one thing, right? But it's not that, but the positive we have.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's raise a glass, a prime time or whatever you've got in front of you for all of our community winners and also for Andrew Cook our Grit Awards.
If he comes up and speaks next year, we'll give him another award. I've been sent to this side, which means I've got to do fetch and carry again.
So we are on to our team champions. And Mudders, we recognise so often the incredible individual feats of people, but we all know firsthand what happens, the magic that happens when you put people together and you act as a team. And it's something that Giles and I really, really want to build upon. We really want to build upon the team movement and motion because, as I said, it is what underpins some of the most craziest and incredible moments out on our courses across the world. And so this time, is our team champions. And for a team, ladies and gentlemen, it's anybody obviously more than two people together. And exactly the same challenges you all for how many miles collectively they could do and support and how many miles they could lay down in that 24-hour period. And it doesn't matter if you're a team of 2, a team of 3 or a team of 10. You are all together and classified in our team groups. So, gives me great pleasure to announce in third place with 115 miles, Mothers Without Borders, Sven, Jan and Matthew. And in second place, drum roll please, we have the Tacticians, Tommy, Peter, Glenn and Callum with 120 miles. First place, just the two of them, Jan and Thomas, Team Triple X. Also with 120 miles. Let's have a huge round of applause for our podium, our team challenge podium. Mothers Without Borders, the Tacticians, and in first place, Team Triple X. And Team Triple X. This category more and more. So if you think any mothers or pit crew that, actually, do you know what, it's my turn, but I'm thinking about doing as a part of a team this, we want to see you on the start line next year. It's our biggie. It's our female champions for World's Toughest Mudder 2025. In third place, with an enormous 85 miles, she left everything out there. She's from Team USA. It's Juliana. And in second place, again with 85 miles, she looked unstoppable, Robyn Gotze! And it's the moment you've been waiting for, of course, our first place. She came out of nowhere, she stormed the field, 95 miles home from South Africa, our two-time ladies champion, Nikki Caromba! Please all stand seated or quiet as we listen to the national anthem of South Africa. awesome. Absolutely incredible. And these ladies showing us all how it was done, absolutely breathtaking. And the fight and electricity and what was happening during that 24-hour period, quite remarkable. Talking about another incredible, although our winner had zero idea what was going on until about the middle of the night. Shrewd tactics from the pit crew. But was of course our male champ. And we knew this year with the field that we'd assembled, it could have been and it was going to be utterly. And the heat took a few early on, and the devils that we played with in the night further impeded the rest. And we were left with 3 incredible podium winners. So in 3rd place, hailing from Canada, Austin is You Austin had to jet away on the trip to France, but he's here with us in spirit.
I got the next video.
In 2nd place, from the USA, battle between Josh and Austin was quite something. For 1 minute, the greatest thing I've ever seen was the pit stop. I believe it was on, I think mile 15 or 16, you have to forgive me as you streamed it live. But when Austin came in first, Josh came in a whole 2 minutes later, yet somehow, literally just levitated through and came out 9 seconds quicker. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. Well done, Josh. And of course, we have in 1st place, again representing the USA, he was unstoppable for the 110 miles he laid down, Joseph Rulo! So please, ladies and gentlemen, let's be either silent, seated or standing as we listen to the national anthem of the United States of America. Your 2025 male champions. In 3rd, Austin. In 2nd, Josh. In 1st, Tracy.
Obviously, completing WTM is a challenge in itself. Certainly, winning age group, podiuming is a challenge. But breaking 100 miles is that challenge, and we have a couple of those people here today. We've historically given out an orange vest, an orange jacket, that 100-mile club. We continue to do that. We've made a couple of small additions to the jacket to make them marginally more British as WTM moves in this direction. So those people who crossed 100 miles this weekend, please stand up. Make your way to the front whilst we have an awkward sizing moment, if everyone else can talk amongst themselves.
For this year, slim or fitting fit. Let's see. The finest Mississippi wool is what we requested. In TMHQ, where we always think about how hard we can make it, and whilst we want to celebrate 100 miles, it is also something, the devil inside of us, that wants to make sure it is as hard as possible to get there. And these guys this year, they had us panicked. They certainly had us panicked for a period of time. That was for sure.
So panicked, we added a bit of elevation. But put your hands together for these 3 unbelievable gentlemen who put 100 miles or more down on this extremely challenging WTM course here in the UK. Talk amongst yourselves whilst Matt takes some photos. Be really quiet so we can rush him. Yes, yes. This is the point in the process where we announce
the secret, the thing you've all been waiting for. So if you can do your best to act surprised, in 2026, we will be back to Belvoir Castle here in the UK. Honestly, the marketing team had put a brilliant teaser video together and everything. And that live test environment killed it. There was much sadness this morning. But it's okay, because there is another surprise that goes as yet unspoiled. For 2027, what? For 2027, we will be coming back to Belvoir Castle.
They always say, Giles, that the best things comes in free. And here we have it, 25, 26 and 27, World's Toughest Mudder on UK shores. I'm looking at Matt frantically scribbling because he's not quite realised this and he's trying to get back online. Look at that.
It's right, you did catch us on that 26 thing there, Matt. A couple of years ago, I talked about wanting to bring WTM to a more permanent home. I talked about wanting to build that out in Florida. Joe and the team in Florida let me down a little bit there. But I think back to those early years in Vegas. And obviously the venue was a really big part of what made that special. But we had another couple of elements as well. We had the audience itself. We had a set of race directors in Eli and Nolan who were really engaged with the community, who were passionate, who did a brilliant job and who really knew what they were doing. We had a really experienced Tough Mudder team at the time. That team in the US at the time were out and out the most tenured of the team. And we then had the ability to leverage that experience onto the same venue. You learn so much year one of doing something in a venue. Here, right? Simple things. How hard is the ground? What's it like in hot weather? Which elevation is killing? And we are now in a place where our most tenured and our most talented WTM or TM production team is sitting here in the UK. We're building a future set of race directors in Matt and Kate who are absolutely brilliant. We have a venue that we have a long relationship with have the ability to really build those iconic elements that you can challenge yourself year on year. So for us, this is absolutely the start of the next phase of our journey with. And as I think about that, the other element that Vegas and all of the WWE hold today special is yourselves and is the community. And we built that community over time. You think about something that feels really like Matterhorn. I mean, Matterhorn didn't time into the WTM, but that group's been exists for a while, right? And we didn't build that. So my ask to you, as we of WTM, is to work with us to really in here. You saw at the start shoot how many people were tough muttering for the time. That was a pretty interesting. Done an obstacle course race before? No. But wow, you're in for a treat. And they were blown away. But that installation, that feeling of what that is, and just the caliber of the champion to give back into, we can't do that. So that's my art. From here, knowing that together we're going to be building on the previous legacy, but building forward here at Belvoir Castle. And I'm hoping that's about where we end. But the people will tell me we're there. So thank you very much again to all of you. You've been absolutely brilliant. This is my favourite weekend of the year. And I'll see you all back here next year. Walk off going, I'm finished on the mic, that's good. And somebody grabs him and says, Giles, the community photos. You didn't call people up for community photos. So whoever makes that magic happen, feel free to congregate up the front and get the photographers and others to capture those photos of you.
I've got more last thing. I'll keep having a seat there. You want that photo of them in their blazers, don't you, Matt? There's also a vision, and it takes a vision to be able to bind us and drive us. And there is one person who really does have that vision, ladies and gentlemen. And he's been really humble today in sharing and thanking and being part of it. But it also takes our very own Giles Chater to keep us on the wheel now. So he doesn't like flying anymore. That's why we're going to UK now. I'm testing. But Giles, thank you. Thank you for the guidance and support. Thank you for everything that you've given our team and the belief. And thank you, obviously, of course, for supporting and nurturing our community.
All right, so we'll start with your name and where you're from.
Yeah, my name is Nadine Wendt. I'm from Germany.
How did World's Toughest Mudder go for you this year?
Really, really well. I was coming for 75 miles. I thought this is going to be really heavy, but I finally ended up with 80 miles.
Now, what's your history with Tough Mudder?
I started back in 2015 in Germany, just with Tough Mudder, and did my first Worlds in 2017 in Las Vegas. And then my second one in Atlanta 2018. So the really cold one. So it was definitely different this year.
Quite a bit hotter. How did the weather affect you during the race?
Oh, the first laps were really hard. I thought it's going to be too hot for me because usually I'm not used to these kind of temperatures, and my heart rate was already way too high on the first laps, and needed to drink a lot. I think this was a really big problem to stay hydrated while the race. When the sun started to set, it got way easier. So for the night, it was nice with the temperatures because I didn't need a wetsuit, so it was really nice to just run in normal running clothes. So yeah.
And then the heat aside, what did you think about the course that they built?
It was great. They put up some new challenges. So especially with Chunky Monkey. So there was Funky Monkey shouldn't be a problem when it's dry and something like that and so on. No, not really. Yeah, it was really good.
And then while it wasn't the cliff in Vegas in 2017, they had Firefly this year. How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. I'm still afraid of jumping from heights, so the cliff was also a really, really big challenge for me. And yeah, I was happy I was jumping. I couldn't reach for the bell, but at least I overcome my fear to jump, and with the fire it was awesome.
And then who did you have for a pit crew? Shout them out.
No, I didn't bring an own pit crew, but I knew a lot of people also from Germany, and I could ask everyone for help. So this is the cool thing at WTM. No matter who you are, you can ask everyone out there in the pit to make you food, bring you something to drink, to help you changing clothes or something like that. That's awesome.
And then what are your thoughts now that it's officially released? Not only will it be here next year, but the following year for Worlds.
I think I will come again, yeah, definitely. Because from Germany it's so much easier to travel to the UK than to, because US is also the problem with the time change, so you have to plan to come earlier to get used to the time change, especially when you want to go for a special mileage goal or maybe podium or something like that, yeah.
And then I guess final thoughts on World Toughest Mudder this year.
Awesome, it's the community, everything, it was just a great weekend again, and I know why I fell in love with WTM, and it felt great to come back after 7 years.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the silver bib, and thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm Robyn, Koszta, and I'm from Brisbane, Australia.
How did World's Toughest Mudder go for you this year?
It went really well, yeah.
Tell me about your history with Tough Mudder and World's Toughest Mudder.
This is only my 4th Tough Mudder event in total. I've done one in Australia, 2 World's Toughest in the US, and this one, yeah.
Which ones did you do in the US?
I did Alabama and Texas.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So now that it's in the UK, how has that been for travel?
It's a little bit longer to get here.
So, for most people it's optimistic, but yeah, I can imagine it's a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more. We did go a little bit further. We went to Norway on our way over. Had a week to get over jet lag in Norway. So, but yeah, it's going to be about 24 hours home. So,
how is Tough Mudder different in Australia? Any differences that you've noticed at all?
We actually don't have many races running these days. I think we had one event last year that didn't work in. We've got one coming up in September, which hopefully I can get to.
And then tell me, how did your race go?
I came second, so it went really well.
I would say so. What was your fueling strategy, and was it impacted by the heat? I know you're from Australia, which is going to be hot, but how did it impact you?
I was pretty good with my fueling. I was going through more water and electrolytes than I normally would, so I was filling up my water out on course as well. But no, I went really well with that. So, yeah.
And then what did you think about the course? They had some fun obstacles out there this year.
They did. I wasn't too keen on the skid mark getting taken out and Killer Gorilla getting put in. I don't think that was a fair swap. I'll take it. No, it was good. So it would have been nice if some of those water obstacles came in a little bit earlier when it was hot, but everyone was in the same boat, so yeah, no.
And then did you have any thoughts on Firefly, the cliff jump with the fire out there?
I was really bad at that. Yeah. I didn't hit the bell once, and
they seem far and hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get it. I chose the penalty a few times just to stay dry during the night, so I don't know if that saved me time or not, but I was hesitating to jump, so I think it probably did save me time.
And then you said you flew out early a little bit and you made like a trip out of it. Any like sightseeing things that you'd recommend?
I didn't do much sightseeing around the UK, so yeah.
That's fair. And then what are your thoughts that it's announced to be here for the next 2 years?
I like it. Yeah, it'll be good to come back and give it another crack, but we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Well, congratulations for all the miles that you put in. It's incredible, and thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
All done.
Nikki, Caromba, Johannesburg, South Africa.
And how did your World Toughest Mudder go this year?
It went very well. It was super tough. It was harder than last year. It was grueling, but it turned out amazing.
Now, talk about South Africa, because people think of Africa, they think of hot, but Africa is a giant continent. How is South African weather?
Right now we're in winter, so all of my morning runs I've been doing in 2 degrees Celsius, so I was not acclimatized for this heat at all. The heat smashed me.
So how did you change your plan when you realized how hot it was?
I just knew that I had to stay hydrated, and I also knew that I would land up being nauseous. I knew coming into this race I'd battle with nausea. I knew that would be a battle from the start, and it was just a case of make sure I was hydrated and keep going.
Do you have anything that you take, like ginger ale or anything that helps you get through the nausea?
We have a tablet, like an anti-nausea tablet that I took. So I took that twice, so that helped. And then I actually find yogurt helps quite a bit as well. So I was taking yogurt.
Asking for my wife too. This was our first World's Toughest Mudder, and she dealt with nausea, and I'm like, how can I make that better? What did you think about the course itself?
It was incredible. The course design was amazing. It was smart. The obstacles were great because they just taxed you the whole time, but everything was doable. And then just putting those climbs in, it just wrecked everyone. I think you can see by the mileage overall how tough those climbs really were.
And what was going through your head? Did you want to be aware of where you were for podium spot, or were you in the dark?
I wanted to know. We had a game plan, and the game plan was to be patient, to run my race, but I did want to know all along where I was and how to pace myself and that kind of thing. The first lap, my husband wouldn't tell me where I was. He was just like, just keep going. And then from there, it was checking the positions.
That makes sense. And then taking the win, how did it feel to stand up on the podium and hear your national anthem? I saw that you were mouthing the words a little bit.
The national anthem caught me. I was not expecting that. So I'm such a crybaby when it comes to our anthem. It's the most beautiful anthem in the world.
Yeah. And so you won this year, you won last year. Any plans to return?
Yes, I hope to come back next year again. I'm expecting the course to be tougher. So we know how bad it can be, and I'm sure the guys are going to make it worse.
And speaking of the difficulty, how would you compare this year to last year?
It was interesting because some of the obstacles were smaller. So like Matterhorn and Everest were smaller obstacles, but I found that there were other obstacles that were more difficult than last year. Loch Ness was horrendous this year, and something simple like Netflix and chill was just so taxing on the body. The mud crawl, the barbed wire crawl, was also way harder than last year, because last year you could at least get up on your knees, whereas this one you couldn't. But I still think the running, and also the ground was so hard. It was off camber all the time. I've never had sore feet running, and this just destroyed my feet.
And then how was it having so few hours of darkness out on course as well?
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I much prefer the dark, and of course, I think everyone was just waiting for that sun to go down to try and reduce some of that heat. So knowing that the sun was also going to come up so early, we had daybreak, I think, at 3:30 in the morning, and I just thought, oh my God, here comes the heat again.
And then also something that you can see in the light, the castle. How beautiful is the castle?
These grounds are just amazing. To be able to run around these grounds. I still remember I was running with someone at some stage, and we were actually just running in someone's back garden. It's ridiculous.
And just the history behind this course and everything, it's really cool that it finally came here. But congratulations on your win. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and hope to see you at another Worlds in the future.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate it.
Well done.
Mappy Davis, Atlanta, Georgia.
How was your World's Toughest Mudder 2025?
Really great. Holy shit. This might be their way of telling us to get out of here. I have to say, what I've been saying all weekend is, people say, oh, what's your plan this weekend? And I say, I kind of have no plan. And of all the years, I had the least plan. So I wasn't like even this, right? Typically the day before the awards, I'm messaging all the leaders, meet me in the middle ring for an interview. And like I did that for 5 years, and it's like, no, you'll just see them all. It's okay. So I took that the whole weekend. I just had very little plan. I knew I'd run one lap with Will. Maybe I'd run another lap. I didn't. I did an interview with E and K at Firefly in the middle of the night. That was awesome. I'll always remember that. A nice walk and talk with him. And then we sat down and interviewed. And then, honestly, it's always the stories. So Caitlin getting her miles, Heather Bodie winning her age group, Strobel's a local guy, watching Strobel. Awesome dude. And that's what it's about. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, if you saw the face of these guys on their pictures when they come through that's awesome. You know what I mean? So that's what it's always about anyway.
Yeah. And how does it feel that like World's Toughest Mudder, after years and years and years, has finally moved to the UK?
Yeah, I think it's funny because if I had never been here, but I have been here a lot lately, so it wasn't as big of a jump. The only problem is that we stayed in a hotel with no air conditioning, and it's been unbelievably hot.
They don't do AC, they barely do ice. It's wild.
Yeah, for some reason people couldn't find ice. It's a weird, because it's like, yeah, I know it isn't like America, but shouldn't you sell ice?
They specifically had to move to smaller bags because not enough people were buying bigger bags because they don't need that much ice.
But, okay, it's a summer day. Let's say it's not as hot as Atlanta. You still need to put beer or soda on ice.
No. Their beer is notoriously like not ice cold. Turns out Americans are soft.
Oh.
Who knew? That's the general.
Oh, well, better not tell Joe DeSena.
Yeah,
He's going to teach you how to be hard.
Rip you off the couch. As he does.
What is your relationship with Spartan these days?
Oh, that's actually a really good question.
Let's give her a fist bump.
Plan to go.
Thank you.
Well done.
Are you the boss?
Yes, I am the boss. Again, well, thank you for everything. Thank you for the videos and stuff.
Yeah, you're
I was watching everything before.
Oh, yeah?
Always like...
Put her on the mic. She's giving me a shout out.
Name and where you're from?
Wiktoria, Fronc, and I'm really grateful for all the videos. For the OCR platform, what is it? Tell me.
Obstacle Racing Media.
Yeah, Obstacle Racing Media.
It's okay.
It's my second Tough Mudder, so...
Can I have a question for you?
Yeah, go on.
You are not English.
No, wait, say that again. No.
They put GBR next to your name.
I'm not sure why. I took a picture of all the Polish guys as well.
You can tell just by your name.
Yeah, right. It's not
It's Victoria with a W, Fronc with a C.
Yeah. So different. I know. Like when I was in America, they'll be like, "What is your name? Like, what's going on?" But yeah, in Poland we don't have a V, so we use a W. So yeah. Amazing. Thanks again. Thank you so much. I really
Congrats on 70, by the way.
Thank you. I wish I got 75, but I came here to just participate, you know. And next year is here, so I said if it's in the UK, I got to do it. So I'll try as a contender as well next year, so it'll be really fun. You'll see me next year. I'll probably be releasing a documentary as well.
Oh.
You know, I had my media and stuff.
Okay.
I had the drone, cameraman.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to plug it?
Okay, watch out for Wiktoria Fronc documentary. It'll be on the 25 hours that I ran.
Give them your Instagram.
Yeah.
Literally WIKTORIA FRONC on Instagram. So, I mean, just reach out and see what I do, you know. It'll be out in the next month, I think. So, yeah, we'll do a nice documentary. It's like 4K everything.
Right, make sure you thank us in the video.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys.
Rising Star OCR.
You like it,
I watched your videos.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to find all of them to say thank you for the videos. So, they really help.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Look at these legends.
Legends,
You don't even know.
Yeah, I ran with her for like 2 laps.
Yeah. Beast. I wish you were going.
So, and then it actually works well because I was planning to transition. You're not just a local celebrity, although you started off that way with Gormer, right? And you're not just from the United States, not just known in the United States. How does it feel to be known globally and coming over here and being recognized by so many people? I know you've done races out here and stuff before.
So it used to just be the podcast, right? But interestingly enough, doing those videos with Jason, like again, we forget. It's so simple to us, the things that we think. But I met a guy last night, and he says he pitted his friend, and he said, you know, I remember Jason said, just keep your guy moving. If you don't remember anything else I said, just keep. And he's like, I wrote that down. Keep him moving. So it's like that stuff that's so basic to us. So, and again, because like you and I have never done the here's the 5 best shoes, here's 10 best ways to get your grip. We do the interview style. I never expected that people would thank me for that stuff. So it's nice. I mean, you know how it is. It's just nice when people say nice things about you.
It was interesting because Caitlin hasn't done a race in so long, and she said it felt really good for her to be like, to hear, I listened to your show, thank you so much, blah, 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 on chorus, because that's the biggest boost you could possibly get.
No, of course. And like I said, she said somebody's name wrong, and I said, that's what we live for. Yeah. We live for Caitlin to pronounce somebody's name wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's pretty good at it, for sure. But starting to come include...
Are you going to read all the names?
The podium names?
Yeah, or you're just going to you play the whole audio, right?
I will play, the audio. You're good. We'll just play the audio.
Maybe for fun.
Yeah. We'll see. But starting to come to a close, because I do want to have you on for when the podcast does come to an end, which feels weird to say.
It's okay. It's okay.
But just final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder 2025. Which potentially your last World's Toughest Mudder.
Right. Well, dude, you know what I say? I say give it 2 weeks. Yeah. Don't make any major decisions. Right. Don't get married. Don't get divorced. Don't say best, worst, hardest, easiest. Yeah. I will say that I did have some opinions. I thought, they only really blew it out with the one obstacle. We did the one course tour, and we were walking around. It was really hot. And then I'm like, what do these people say? And if they love it, then it's a good time. And there is institutional knowledge. A few things I saw behind the scenes that I won't go into that just aren't even worth whatever. But there are some things that, like, I noticed that I've talked to. It's like when you've got the Eli and the Nolan and Chris Maltby around, all that knowledge is there, and they just don't have that yet, and that's okay. They'll get there.
And they acknowledge it too, with instead of like, we plan to build this, we hope that you help build it with us.
Yeah, so good on them, and I think we knew 2 years. The question is, do you think they would have announced the third year had it not been leaked?
So that's something that I was definitely planning to talk about. I don't know, and part of me doesn't like that they announced the third year, because the people that are here might think, I won't go next year, I'll go the year after. But to Americans, this is primarily been in America, they'll think, I got to get there because it's not coming back anytime soon. So there's kind of that dynamic a little bit, so I don't know.
Well, for the record, I saw the post on OCR Buddy, and I messaged Giles, and I said, Giles, did I miss an email? Did this go out? I can wait. And then he didn't respond because he's sleeping, because it was like 8 o'clock last night. And then I saw it in all the groups, and I'm like, well, now it's out there. Yeah. So... if you want to blame me, you can, and my graphic was up there, but it was out there, guys. Right. It was out there.
So was Russ the one to originally leak it accidentally?
No, let's not cap on Russ. No, Russ didn't leak it. I'm just saying that's where I saw it first. Yeah. It was probably in the groups first, probably, but I don't know. Yeah. But Russ just said, even Russ's post said, allegedly, or we think, so that's what I went.
By the way, I only somehow just met him, so it goes to show, like, there's much more.
He lives in New England, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, but we just constantly keep missing each other, but... Anyway, great seeing you, great spending the night with you, and as weird as that sounds, and I want to say I'll see you around.
You will see me around.
I'm thinking about that. When am I going to see you next? It's always been World CRWC, or...
Do you like pushing a sled? He shakes his head. No.
Can I do a million wall balls?
Can I interest you in something called fitness racing? Dude, I'll see
you at a Deca World Championships.
Okay.
Because I've been desperately wanting to go to one of those. It feels like the World's Toughest Mudder of hybrid racing.
And if I go to Boston, I'll make time for you. Because you're in what? Taunton, Newbury, Woburn.
Just Taunton. Hopefully it's more than just a layover, because I felt bad I wasn't able to see you last time. But.
All right. See you later.
See you, bud.
Welcome back.
Thank you to everyone I talked to, both on and off the mic at Brunch and TMHQ, for putting together a great brunch experience. Although we did pretty well when we put it on ourselves last year, if I do say so myself. 4 related episodes.
So many related episodes.
Yeah, we're just going to stick to ones from this year.
Episode 438.
World's Toughest Mudder, First Timer Questions with Josh Fiore. So far our best performing episode of the year.
Episode 441.
World's Toughest Mudder in UK Prep with Will Chung and Fran Curando.
Episode 442.
Caitlin's pre-World's Toughest Mudder thoughts.
Episode 443.
World's Toughest Mudder 2025, Part 1, course walkthrough with the OCR report.
Episode 444.
World's Toughest Mudder 2025, Part 2, Event Day audio, interviews, and Caitlin's pit audio, which, by the way, we got a lot of good feedback on that. I know it was a super long episode, but I appreciate you guys tuning in.
I haven't listened to it.
I know. It's going to take some time to be able to stomach the sounds.
I don't even want to know, what I said. I would rather just be unaware.
Okay. Well, people are messaging in the things that you said, so I think you're slightly aware.
Yeah. Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts. And if you like what you heard, leave us a review on that purple podcast app.
Yeah, you can like and follow us on the social medias. Instagram is where we mainly are. And then you can also support us financially over on Patreon. So please join on the website, not on the app, because Apple will charge you additional fees. This helps us afford our travel costs to provide you on-site coverage like this, because Caitlin and I were discussing a little behind the scenes of whether or not we can afford to go to World's Toughest Mudder 2 consecutive years in the UK. So we will see. Patreon greatly supports and helps us with that. Coming up next will be the bar crawl interviews, and then maybe an interview with Giles, since he was exhausted after the Brunch Award ceremony, but I also plan to be at Boston Savage this upcoming weekend doing another couple episodes, so we will see. It all depends on how much these episodes are supported and how much you guys are tuning in to World's Toughest Mudder coverage. Caitlin, you got a joke or a quote to close us out?
I do. My quote is, I am trusting that there is more to come. More love, more joy, more peace. And my joke is, or I guess it's a riddle, I don't know. Why does James Bond love to barbecue?
007, shaken not stirred. License. He has a license to grill.
He has a license to grill.
Hell yeah. I'm going to leave that silence in if I can, because I spent a long time thinking about it, and I'm glad I was able to figure it out.
What's the real quote?
License to kill.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, well, that just about wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name is Caitlin Ritter.
And we'll talk to you next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you're feeling motivated, inspired, and ready to take on your next race or training run.
If you've enjoyed this week's episode, leave us a review
And share it with your fellow adventurous friends.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Join us every week for more news, stories, and interviews from the community.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
Our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
Hey, I love it. I love it. This was my wife's first year too, and she had a blast. Yeah. Not yet. older at heart. All right. So the shoes. Oops, sorry.
Oh.
The shoes. We forgot to load them in the car, but we still have them. We're gonna mail them to you. Also,
Okay,
this is
thank
Anne.
you. You're welcome. Did they work out? Yes. Well, it was one of those because of the heat, my feet swelled super early, and I was like, I'm fucked. Yeah. Because I was like, what am I gonna do? Because they were swollen, and I was like, if I take off my shoes to do anything on my legs, I'm like switching into different pants. I'm like, they're gonna be too swollen to go back in. So thank you. Well, it's funny. It's like all the years I've done it, like I didn't bring an extra pair this year, and I didn't bring an extra pair 2 years ago. Every other year I brought extra larger pairs, and never needed them. So that's why I've stopped bringing the larger pairs, because I never need them. And I'm like, this is new for me, so I brought like all of them. I had other pairs in the same size. Oh, yeah. So it was just, I was like, oh, they're too, like, I knew they were swelling, because like the hands were swollen. My hands were swollen. But it was the heat for me, so I was like, but thank you again. What was your name? Meredith. Hi, Anne. Anne, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Congrats on finishing it. It was fun. It was, yeah. And I do listen to your podcast.
Hey, I was actually going to ask you if you want to do a quick interview too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Perfect. We'll just start with your name and where you're from.
Do you want to be in it as well as Miss Pickford?
So we'll start up with your name and where you're from.
Joshua Fiore from Lebanon, New Hampshire.
Liz Schlegel from New York.
And how did World's Toughest...
like a few feet away though, because it's completely distracting.
Is it? Okay, distracting more than the... Okay. Well, I also don't want to make a move...
Sorry, I'm wicked ADD.
Okay. You're going to make a man that ran 100 miles...
My ADD is that? My
we work for the OCR report. And we'll post in the World's Toughest Mudder community. I should put the link in our group. Yeah. And I'll do my best to try to find... Did you send your last name in the interview?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I'll try to... We'll figure something out. But,
that's fine.
It should be in the World's Toughest Mudder group.
That's fine, it's like... It's all good, I just want to... Yeah.
I call it UK some...
I mean, I guess you could sit on the podium. There we go. All right, so I guess we can start this again. Name and where you're from.